We are back with yet another episode of Icons run by our DM Jason, in association with Nerdsmith, right? No, damn it.
No, I'm with the NerdEternal.com.
Nerd Eternal.
The
That's the
Nerd Eternal
one. That's the one. Look, man, I'm
She's adding it
trying,
to her
okay?
notepad later.
I'm
It's
trying.
She's
okay.
adding it to her notepad later.
I'll make sure to mention us every Tuesday night. So
Yeah. So, of course, as always, we'd like to thank our sponsors, D&D Beyond, Lucky Desk Cafe, and Station Retro. If you're looking for a live game to play, please head on over to Lucky Dice and Station Retro for a game with the group's main DM, Captain Sack. He hosts live games from Wednesday to Sunday. In other news, we have yet another episode of Curse of Strahd coming up tomorrow night. And then we'll have our weekend break for streaming. Monday night we'll be back with another episode of The Escorts. Tuesday night will be another episode of Esper Genesis, run by...
yes, yeah, right.
Yeah, I got that one right. Run by Jason. And then back again with, I think, probably our second to last episode for Icons.
This is episode 4, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And I was planning for 6. It might wind up being 7, but
we'll see how idiotic our brains get.
It will depend on kind of how what pace y'all
set. With Dirta, very.
So, with that in mind, when we last left our heroes,
I believe you were plotting to walk into the Storm Chasers HQ.
Yeah,
they are, of course, the super team based out of Kansas City. And you are all unregistered heroes.
Yeah, first we were trying to figure out how to infiltrate outside through wireless towers using the big robot and our twins to figure that out. While me and Detective Top were looking at going to the City Hall to look at, maps of interconnection of internet and such and other services to the building so we could figure out infiltration tactics if necessary. Because Detective Top, I believe, was going to use, his ability to astroplane, and I would use my phasing ability if necessary. So
and the last time Top went in and talked to some of the prisoners.
Well, one of them, anyway, if I remember.
Kind of got booted out before I could talk to the other ones.
Mm-hmm. Almost like they were ready for people with superpowers to try to break somebody out at some point.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny how that works.
Mm-hmm.
So we're still trying to figure out, do we want to still try and save these, break them out and get more information, or are we going to try and go and have a distraction while us infiltrate? There's a lot to be done here, question-wise.
There's not a lot I can do while astral projecting, so...
No, but you can do the, disappear and reappear trick.
Kind of only works once, so my body would have to be close by so I could actually store them in, but,
True. That is a good question. As to what we're going to do now. So...
Big idiot's down for whatever. I just can't think of something to do on my own.
Well, everyone knows the structure that Dr. Top went through and investigated. We know there is a subway we can get into from the bottom, but it's also heavily guarded. We can go to the front doors and register. Play the long game, although my character isn't interested in joining them any form of the way. So he would have to join them as a different way, maybe as a janitorial or something else to infiltrate.
Join them as a...
I am open for any other suggestions. I'm just rambling off our ideas that we had, if I remember correctly.
One of the ideas we had was to try to interface the robot into a computer somehow.
Yeah, but we established that you don't have the ability to do that. Interface is actually a power.
Yeah, you have Yeah, you
I
don't
can
think.
destroy it. I just can't. But that does no harm. That does us more harm.
Oh no, I could totally insert my fist into it.
Yeah, it's like my fist is the USB. Boom. Oh wait.
Poof, and then EMP it.
I mean, an EMP could work, but it would blow up
That'll
anything.
go over super well. It's like when you reset the router.
No, this is more like kaboom than anything.
But that wouldn't get you any information out of the system.
No. Wouldn't.
No.
So I guess the question is, how much time do we have before the prisoners would get moved? That is
Would
a
they get
problem.
moved?
Then you have to wonder what the old man is up to, and who the old man is.
Yeah, because right now we're running out of. We don't have a lot of time, given the fact that, depending on what they're going to do, the Thunder or whatever they're called, the
Storm
Sovereigns.
Chasers.
Yeah, the Storm
Oh.
Chasers. We don't know what they're going to do with those prisoners. They might need to move them. Other thing is they'll need to also. We got the stealing still going on, so if they continue their stealing,
Though the city that the thefts you stopped were being done in is one of the last cities big enough to really call a city. As you head west towards the event zone,
okay.
I'm going back home, guys.
Going further west, you mostly just hit small towns. The kind of blink and you miss them, one red light in the center of town kind of places.
Junction City, Texas.
I'll take your word for it.
I need a DM ruling on a thought that I have here. At least a verification, anyway. Since my character is a veteran, he did serve in the military. Do they still do the disability stuff for him, or did that get changed in this new world order?
If you have not done anything particularly criminal that they know of, yeah, you'd still be getting your disability.
Okay.
If you came up, if you had come back and taken up arms against them with or without powers, if you'd taken up arms against them, then that would disqualify you for all of that.
Of course.
But any of the army that stuck with the government, even though it was a new government, yeah, all that kind of stuff still runs.
Yeah. Well, the reason why I'm thinking is because I'm trying to think of, since I have had family in the military and such, I'm wondering if he could see if there was like a job opening or something at their place, maybe trying to make a case, because when you're in disability, sometimes they won't allow you to get a job as a veteran. So he might say, hey, I'm a vet. Pensions don't pay that much anymore. How it is with the military. When they give you money back, they don't. And he could say, hey, look, can I just work under the table as a janitor? You need some cleaning, all I need is a
Or
little extra.
part-time, maybe, or...
Yeah, something. Because I'm trying to think of ways that he would try to exploit that as a way to maybe get in.
Now, you do realize that would still be you giving them your real identity.
True. But
So if things went down and you had to start using your powers, it would be it would be fairly obvious to them. Oh, yeah. I think Bubba just gave us some bits.
Ooh.
Thank you, Bubba.
The
it's
robot
just
thanks you for the bits.
I mean, it's just a thought, but also would keep him off, main records and such, because, he would have to do it kind of under the table a little bit because, disability and such, unless there's some form or something that sovereigns can do or something to prevent him from losing his disability for working. See, I'm trying to think how he could, like I said, exploit this. Maybe he can use the goodwill to, hey, I'm a jarhead and such. And, he might...
Actually, getting the job would probably take some time. Now, if you wanted to use that as an excuse to get on the property and talking to people, that would be fairly easy to do.
It might be a thought, another way to get in. to look around, get more information, such. Because right now I'm just trying to figure out ways we can get into the base and all that. If he can learn of all the camera locations and such.
Well, Top found a lot of the cameras. There are far more of them outside the building than in the building.
Well, given that he's
other than the prison level, prison level's got a lot of cameras.
Well, you also got to think. I'm trying to also figure since he's done this kind of stuff, infiltration, well, in the army, he probably figures this fortress probably has a backup generator power station somewhere on the base. He figures it probably has a main, kind of thing. Where if he was, because if the power for whatever, if we have Mr. EMP go off over there and start shutting things down, the backup generator will kick back on and restore it. So I'm just trying to think of tactical here, because I don't know if we can storm it, but we have to do.
What's the worst that could happen?
Well, we get captured, imprisoned, and then end of story.
You all
it
get
was gonna be
captured, prison, and end of story.
It was gonna be a short story anyway. So.
I'm gonna ask that we don't do that because I don't have a game ready for After Icons yet.
Which is something we probably need to start talking about at the end of this session if we get a few minutes.
Right now we're in a kind of a hard spot here, trying to figure out what we're gonna do. And I'm just the one who's spitting off ideas.
So what do any of the rest of you think?
I mean,
me the character. Oh, good.
No, go ahead, Jekka. Go ahead.
I was just saying, me the character is canonically an idiot, but me the player, kind of the same, but a little better.
I'm pleading
did
the
we ever?
fifth
Did we?
on that one?
You've known me the longest. Did we ever work the lead that the brothers had?
Let's see, what lead was it the brothers had?
They had they were banking on maybe the login from their familial heritage would have maybe done a trick.
They were hoping to use that once they got in and on the computer system. You had figured out that most of the base's computers were on a isolated system.
Yeah, they're on a closed.
Yes, they're not. Most of them aren't plugged in. Closed system. That's what term I was looking for. So yeah, they're not plugged directly into the internet, so you can't really try their idea from the outside.
Gotcha.
Which of course then leads to we just have to get inside. And as much as Gladio hates it, he will walk in that front door.
The robot will join the sword band.
We still have the option of just Top going in and joining them, because I was actually invited.
Could do it.
I mean,
Yeah.
It wouldn't hurt if Top went in with Gladio and Orsnaderta. Since then he could say, oh, well, I also found some new recruits. In addition to myself, and then the two of you can run distraction while Gladio attempts to get into his mother's files. Or the hero who he's assuming is his mother, because all of the signs point to yes.
Will you be taking Clayfists with you?
No. We're gonna have Cleopas run.
That was close.
You were so close. We'll have Cleopas run tactical outside of the building. And
All right.
given our family's
Use
heritage,
access.
this is something that we actually have access to.
All right.
So
What do you want Phantom to do? Want him to join with tactical?
That'd be a good idea.
All right. Soldier and a one of the superhero family twins, and so we got Top, Gladio, and also Dirta going into the building.
Not one for splitting the party, but I'm into it.
I mean, if nothing
Pretty
else, you can EMP the whole dang thing. If worse comes to worse.
I might
mean,
have to stunt. I might have to do like a stunt to make it that big.
Yeah, you're probably like, hey, what's this electrical thing do? You touch the the plug-in socket and it just goes kaboom.
It would be kind of counterproductive for information on computers if you're going to EMP it.
Well, I mean, if worse comes to worse and you need to escape,
Ep5, but
it would at least, give you a shot.
Okay, so Phantom is staying outside,
Clappy.
With Clad.
and Cleopus is staying outside. I was going to say if you had to run in, Cleopus could always make you invisible, but that's not really a thing with Phantom, is it? Or no, Phantom phases.
Yep. I can, if I
But-
can.
Could make him invisible to let him phase.
That's true.
I am also masked, so my character, way he kind of looks kind of transparent when he phases.
Hmm.
And if
But you're not
that's-
invisible because it's a sewer
No.
power.
Yeah, correct. But, if he knows where, like, the sewer line is or whatever, he could always just go,
Hmm.
shoop.
True, you can always enter a fight just popping out from behind somebody.
Yep. Phase in, like, hello, baby. Bonk, bonk, bonk.
Like the stalkers from TV Heroes.
Mm-hmm.
Good times. Good. That's a deep cut.
Yeah, that's the one nice thing about have wrestling. I can grab people a lot easier.
I wonder if wrestling would help you use folding chairs.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sure.
Just-
given that he
just-
has his own
just-
little title thing.
Just GM roll it as yes.
It's like, oh, folding chair. Get bonus 3 damage on it. Just kidding.
All right, so the rest of you that are going in, are you going in your full costumes?
I don't have a costume.
No.
I'm gonna go in it, just not wear my mask.
Gladio will probably do the same. Just the mask is tucked in a back pocket.
Hey, what's this bandana you have? Oh.
Phantom will be wearing, his hat and glasses outside with his his mask that he pulls up around his neck like a little neck warmer. But he's in, he's away from the base. But
Mhm.
he'll be ready to go into
But
incognito.
all you gotta do is this and you're ready to run in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Gladio's face mask will be in a back pocket, but he's going in plain clothes, so he's in the biker jacket and whatnot.
Is he using anything to obscure his face?
Nope.
Bold
Oh,
move, Todd.
who's that?
Let's see how it works out.
I'm a giant robot. I don't have a costume or a mask.
What
You look
clothes?
like Bob from Overwatch.
Yeah,
That's what I'm thinking
it's
of.
pretty close. It's pretty close. That's what my fate group jokes that I am. I'm Bob from Overwatch.
Asna Dirtha do something just does not roll off the tongue as nicely.
It really doesn't. I liken myself more to Karn. Just an idiot.
Okay, well, Gladio's gonna look at Detective Top. Think he's gonna remember you?
It hasn't been that long, and he invited me personally to join. So
And then you find out he just invites everybody he meets.
what?
You're not
I
special.
thought
He
we had
invites
something
everybody.
special.
Haven't I seen you somewhere before? I don't know, man. I meet a lot of people every day.
It's the Skyrim guard dialogue. Wait, I know you from somewhere.
Watch me just cry in a corner if that happens.
Poor Detective Top. So yeah, we're gonna walk in the door, bold as you please.
All right. You walk up to the little guard station that's at the fence because the The entire building is fenced off.
Because of course it is.
I covered that last week.
I know. No, that's just. Of course it is.
Fortress 101.
It's Fortress 101.
Need a
As
big
you walk
fence.
up, the guard stands up. How can I help y'all?
We would like to join.
Oh, that's right. I was forgetting about Osnadirta being there. So yeah, he stands up. You see one hand. It's below the counter, but you figure it's resting on a, on a pistol. And he's got, he's working some controls over here. What can I do for y'all?
I did the same thing. Oh, we'd like to join.
I was invited by what's his name again?
Wow.
Are you talking really slow on purpose, or is it?
Seb, you might want to restart your Discord.
You were talking in slow motion.
With lots of robot noises.
Yeah, I can't do those. I was gonna try.
Oh, he's restarting.
That's my gimmick. Excuse me. It's
Um,
gimmick infringement. You will hear from my lawyers.
Well, he popped off, so he's restarting his Discord probably.
Yeah, more most likely.
Yeah.
And I thought he was gonna be the point man.
Yeah,
For talking on this part.
he was. And then
It's,
All right, I can make out what he was
it's too-
saying though. He was
Yeah.
telling him that he'd been invited by Captain Thunder.
It's too bad you let the idiot talk first.
Well, I mean,
Well, did they let him, or did he just jump up and say something?
You don't know.
he jumped up and said something.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
yep, probably.
No one lets an idiot talk.
I'm actually on my phone right now. So
That's what I do.
Well, we can hear you,
yeah.
so that's a start.
Okay, so you were telling the guard that you were invited by Captain Thunder.
Yes, saying
Okay.
he invited me personally to join the Storm Chasers.
Oh, okay. Let me get a team member out here. And he reaches over for the phone, hits a couple of buttons. He never takes his eyes off you. Mostly he's not taking his eyes off
I'm
of
just
Oscar.
like this.
Hello.
Okay, someone will be right out. Just a couple of minutes later, you see a costumed woman come walking out of the doors of the building. She's not running. It's like she's trying to walk, but she's in a hurry. It's kind of a weird power walk. You ever been running late in high school, but didn't quite want to run in the halls? Is probably what you were doing.
Too real.
Mm-hmm.
You recognize her from the press conference where they introduced. What was your mother's name?
Clavium?
Clavium. She is basically the other new member they were introducing, a junior member. Did I not put her? No, I guess I didn't. Voltic Thunder. Oh, excuse me, Voltic Storm.
Just figure
Junior
out-
member, kind of a trainee. They do not use the term sidekick, but that's more or less it.
Don't use the term sidekick, but that's what she is.
Utilize
Basically.
sidekicks. You don't call them sidekicks.
Just figure out, I can't
Sub-hero.
roll at the moment.
Substitute hero.
What that usually means with a government team is that they are probably underage. They're probably floating around 16, 17. So they're really just there for training purposes. Training, public appearances. They only really get rolled out if it's a big emergency.
Shots.
Yep.
professional coffee fetcher.
If you want to read something that really covers that, there's a series of novels called Velveteen, which is all superheroes, where a company basically does that. They send children out to fight giant monsters and stuff.
Oh, fun.
Yep.
It's giant-sized X-Men, no big deal.
Yeah, in a lot of ways.
I'm not sure if you heard me, but I'm not. If I need to do any rolls, could you roll for me off my sheet because I had to close my computer.
Okay. The gate's open. She steps out. She seems a little excited. Let's see what I have.
Oh, that was fast.
She's like, "Well, I was on duty anyway, so." Hey, you're the big robot guy from the other night.
Yeah, that's me.
You ran fast and then fell through the road.
Yeah.
I mean, from what I've read in the reports.
I'm gonna walk up to her and shake her.
Yeah, she reaches out and shakes your hand.
Cool.
You must be the detective guy Cat was talking about.
Oh.
Freaking, I am.
Oh yeah, he said he had invited you. He doubted you were going to show. I mean, given the way you left. I'm glad you were. She's like, I'm glad you rethought it, and that you found the robot and brought him.
This one's naive. We can use her. That's Jeremy, not Aussie.
It's still
okay.
creepy because she's a child.
That's okay. Gladio's entire thought process is she's gonna be so fucking easy to distract. Are you joking?
Then she looks at Gladio. And who are you?
A friend, I guess.
Are you signing up too? Or are you just
Why
here
I'm
as moral
here.
support? Okay. The guard comes out and does a quick kind of wands over you, looking for, weapons. Seems pointless given that you've all got superpowers, but
Yeah.
it of course beat everywhere on Oz the Dirta, but Voltic Storm are just sitting there waiting on him to finish. Sorry about this. There's like procedures we have to do.
Well, of course, every government official has procedures.
Mm-hmm.
But given that I didn't beep when he swiped over me, mind if I step in? So that we're not
Oh, yeah,
talking
go
through
ahead.
a gate?
Well, the gate has opened when she
The
stepped
gate has
out.
opened. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Then,
But he finally gives up on Oz and Dirta. It's like, I don't see where he could have any concealed weapons, but I don't know. She waves y'all on through.
Gladio's gonna walk forward. And how tall is she? Like, she's medium height?
She's like 5'2".
So he towers over her.
Yes.
Because Gladio's like 6 something. Okay.
Yeah, she is.
How I feel.
She's not like buff, but she's she's athletic, kind of like a swimmer or a track.
Gotcha.
Just so you know, that's how I feel in real life.
When they take pictures low angle, so they.
Decca, did you do something to your connection? Check your microphone connection, because you just got really soft. Nope. I saw you talking.
Give us a
Heard
sound check.
nothing. Tonight is the night of technical difficulties. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen.
It happens.
It's Discord.
Okay, I think we pick you back up now.
Yes.
All right, so y'all start walking towards the building.
Yep.
Volta's like, so what do you... Looking at Gladio, so what do you do?
Are you going to
Come
be in
on.
charge of signing us in?
Yeah, I'll be looking over you while you do the paperwork. I mean, you're going to have to put it down on the paperwork anyway. You might as well tell.
I mean, don't you have to see a demonstration of the abilities we claim to
No.
That doesn't mean you can't tell me now. Fine, be a tease. She turns around and looks at well, she kind of turns around so she's walking backwards, so she's facing you. And looks at Detective Top. What do you do? Oh wait, you were the tornado guy, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah, Cap thought you would fit in. We could fit you in with a good gimmick.
Oh God.
I mean, the whole storm chaser thing. I mean, we've got a couple of members that don't fit, but
Really? Like who?
Let's see, Professor Tinker. I mean, we couldn't keep all our gadgets going without him. He's necessary, but he doesn't fit the storm motif or the weather motif.
Of course.
And the Rad, he does radiation, which I mean, I guess you could go nuclear winter and it still be weather based.
Of course.
And Clavium. Clavium doesn't have anything to do with the weather.
Fuck.
She's like real cool though.
Yeah? Why don't you tell me
yeah.
a little bit more about Clavium?
You saw the news conference, didn't you?
I mean, who?
I bet you got the hots for her.
Not really into. No.
Oh. She looks at you. She looks over at Top. Okay. And then she just turns around and keeps walking to the door.
I mean,
I like how she completely skipped me over
also no.
just to do this.
But, I mean, you still didn't answer my question.
Oh yeah, she's like a hero. She's like a hero from before the government switched over. She hasn't told me much else. That's what I have picked up on. She doesn't really talk about her past much.
Uh-huh. Right. Well, since you shared that information with me, I suppose I can quid pro quo. I summon spines. You can use them to fight. Not
Okay,
really
so
to fit in with the storm chaser motif.
No, I guess not. I mean, that's not required. It's just
It's nice. It makes you feel included. I know.
I was changing between my phone and my computer. Did I get called gay?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
She didn't say that.
She
No.
didn't say it, but it's been heavily implied that Gladio and Top are now gay with each other.
At the very least, she has shipped you in her mind.
Yes.
I'm just gonna go up and down my eyebrows.
Absolutely.
Got to get a fistful of spines in the face.
Gladio.
And then Gladio gets
also
kicked out because they can't have any kind of domestic violence on the team.
Wow.
Regular violence is fine because it's a superhero team, but not the domestic
No.
variety.
You can't have Gladio and Detective Top on the same superhero team because you can't have that risk of attachment getting in the way of a mission.
Well, if they're both supers, it's fine. It's only if they're not. If one of them is not super.
I wish I was kidding. That actually stopped me from going on an event with my school because I was dating the only guy who applied.
Well, that sucked.
Yeah. So, anyway, moving on.
It's a little too real for Maddie.
Not the point. So Gladio's gonna walk in, and it's just every word out of this sidekick's mouth is just confirming that Clavium is his mother, and he is not happy.
Hey, there was a spine guy, at the big fight down in, whatever that city was called.
Was there?
Hey.
Couldn't have been me. I was, working.
Oh. Wow, two spine guys popping up close together.
The odds.
How odd.
Don't know what to tell you.
She walks in, the receptionist looks up. Have you got the forms ready? She tells you, or she tells Voltic. Everything's set up on the computers in there. She leads you down to a hallway to a back room. The room is long, think like an indoor firing range. The
Okay.
area at the back, or where y'all walk in, has several computer stations. I don't know if Walmart does it like this, but I know Kroger, you have these little computers that you can fill out applications at and look up some of the information about the store. But
I don't even know what Kroger is.
Well, we used to. We don't. We everything's online now. On your own computer, not ours.
fair enough. I think
Anyway.
they've taken most of those down, other than the ones
Yeah.
in the break room upstairs.
I need to Google what Kroger is.
I
Say
know,
what?
I know what you're referring to.
It's a big grocery store. What part of the world do you live in?
I'm Canadian.
I'm not sure what or who they own up
There's-
there.
No.
We don't have anything like that in Canada, except for
No big grocery stores.
no chapters.
Okay.
Seb, you know how they've got the full that full inventory of books, and you can just go to a computer and access it at any time.
Okay.
No.
Cool. I felt like I was missing something, so I'm glad you.
I was
Big
like,
grocery store chain was all I was referring to.
I was just trying to think of something that we have up here that was like that, and we don't have a single grocery store or anything else that's like that,
Yeah.
except for chapters.
Well, if he's in other parts of the U.S., it's different chains Kroger's has bought out.
Yeah.
There's a big old list of ones we own. I think we own Save-A-Lots. I think we own Lion or something.
Well, all that aside,
anyway,
you're
unimportant.
giving me free access to a computer. Well, monitored access to a computer.
And then the rest of, like I said, it looks reinforced. It looks like it's reinforced concrete. There are targets at the end. There are also dummies set up in parts of it. She marches y'all right past the computers. We'll get to the boring parts in a minute. First, I want you to see what you can do.
Like her.
Okay. You wanna get down there? Just for a moment. Won't take long.
Do what now?
Go down there. I'll show you one of my other abilities, because I got more than just spells.
What are you going to do?
Do you want to see it or not? Everything
Give me a
else is
willpower
bolted
roll.
to the floor.
Give me a willpower roll.
Oh boy. Alright.
First roll.
She wants to see if you're plotting against her. Oops.
I mean, wouldn't it be like if you're actually plotting against her?
She's not. I mean, he's not. He's not. He's gonna show her the telekinesis ability, but everything else is bolted to the floor. There is nothing loose in the room except for the people that are in it. Unless there is
Alright.
something loose, and then in which case I can just use that. But
The office chairs by the computers.
yeah, but she just marched us past the computers.
You take her with you as we go along. You're like this.
All I'm saying is, with you and me,
Oh.
I could literally be a tornado.
Yep. Except I can't use mine in combat. It takes a lot of concentration, mental concentration for him.
All right, she marches on down about halfway down the little shooting range area.
Excellent. And then
You shoot something at me, I'm going to be pissed.
Scout's honor. Not gonna shoot anything at you. And then he doesn't have to do this. He does this to help him focus. But he starts making, hand symbols right before he stops with the triangle. So that she's focused. He's basically using it, as a sight. So that she's focused in that circle. So, like this.
Mhm.
And then, He uses his telekinesis ability and
Mhm.
lifts her up about 5 feet and then puts her back down.
Illuminati.
Illuminati.
Oh, neat. So is that TK or gravity control? Or something
TK.
else?
All I could see was Tien from Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, yes, thank you.
She doesn't want to. Can you fly with that, or can you move yourself with it?
No.
Hmm.
Trust me, that would make something else I'm very capable of doing a lot easier. And then he'll step forward past her, and then just his body erupts with the spines. Again, not damaging his clothes, not ruining anything he's wearing, but there are just spines. All
They
over
look
his
physical,
body.
but they're probably not actual physical manifestations.
No. But they certainly feel physical whenever he's using them in combat.
She looks over at Top. Hey, is he always that? And then she kind of get. Never mind. That would be appropriate. I'm on the job.
He's going to just turn and look at her and be like, "Aren't you a minor?"
Nobody said that.
I'm just gonna grab my stomach and start laughing.
And he's
I see what's going on.
Oh my god.
you're
So-
She's like, forget I said anything. Forget I said anything.
Oh.
I think they touched sitcom on this once.
Oh,
She's like, all right, you got any more abilities, or is
one other, but it will require somebody to be injured.
oh?
So you want.
Oh, you're still got a healer. That's gonna be super useful.
Yeah.
It is that, not something creepy like manipulating people's blood or something. Once you got an in.
No.
Okay.
Although that would actually be kind of cool.
She's like, not if you had to fight against it.
I mean, not for combat purposes, but just the idea that you could mend somebody's wound just by controlling their blood. Like, come on, you can't tell me that's not kind of cool.
Yeah. So she's still ready to take the top. All right. Your turn. Don't let him show you up.
I'm gonna grow like a little bit, not too much, because I'm not sure how big this building is. So
You've got about 12-foot ceilings in this room.
all right, so I'm gonna grow as big as I can get, and then shrink back down because I'm not gonna spin while being that big inside of a house or building.
Oh, so you didn't turn into a tornado. You just spin around really fast. Oh yeah, once you start spinning, it's like, oh, so you just spin around really fast and you can get big.
Yeah.
Still pretty useful.
Oh yes. And you can still use a tornado or hurricane kind of name.
I could.
And you've got that whole detective motif kind of going on in how you dress. Have you thought about Detective Tornado?
I have not, but that does work.
Give it some thought. She turns around and looks like Osnadurta. Oh, well, first, is there anything else you can do?
No.
Okay. Roll willpower. You're lying to her.
Ooh, critical success.
She looks at Osnadurta. All right, big guy.
He's gonna go.
Asta,
Yes.
don't short out the computers.
What? Huh?
You know what you can do away from the electronics.
Oh, do you do something with magnetism?
I mean, unless you want your entire system to go down.
Well, this room is pretty well insulated because you never know what you're going to need to train with. But yeah, don't get too close to the monitors.
He's gonna go to the targets. He's gonna do this whole thing, and then a thing of cables will come out of it, like, and just hit a target, and then come back.
Oh, she's like, oh, kind of hentai, but okay.
Gladio, once again, aren't you a minor?
I'm just gonna face palm.
Yeah, but I've had the internet my whole life.
You have to be 18 to get on those websites.
Oh, you just have to tell the internet that you're 18 to get on those websites.
I hate where this is going. This is too real.
Gladio,
Well, Austin Dirt though wouldn't know none of that anyway, so.
No, he wouldn't. Anyway, he does that, and then he kind of like does it again, but this time he wraps around the target, pulls the target back with him, pulls the target towards
that'd
him.
be useful.
I'm just
How
gonna
strong are
cough
you?
and say if he could land it.
Shh. Did she ask how strong I am?
Yes.
They're like some sort of weight station or something.
Yeah, they've got some weight, a weight machine over to one side.
Sure. Is it like one of those Superman ones where he just pulls up a whole thing like that?
It looks like it can be cranked up to that level.
Yeah, I'm not going to that level.
Maybe not quite to the level Superman would require, but
Right. I'll go over and get a pretty above. I'll go over and go like what Asa Dirtha might think, because he's watched a lot of crappy TV in his day. He probably knows what like a bodybuilder type might try to do, and he's gonna go like above that.
And then he does the flexing, like
Yeah. With his head.
so yeah, you can pick up more weight than your average weightlifter. Basically, Austin Dirta can pick up a small car.
Is there a small car?
No. Maybe out in the
gonna
parking
pick up-
lot, but the owner would probably have issues.
He's gonna pick up a Fiat and just throw it at someone.
It's like, oh, okay. Because you're basically tip-top human strength.
Yes, I would say.
It's like
probably
one more notch up before you really get firmly into the superhuman.
Right. I can also take a hit. I wouldn't recommend doing that.
Yeah, you made of metal, she's like, But okay, so you're tough, You're not exactly a brick, but
The closest thing you're gonna get.
on my team, not exactly. But she's like, I'm not trying to be discouraging.
What do
you
you do?
some neat stuff. I manipulate electricity
Interesting.
in kind of a short range.
Interesting. Kind of like he does it in front of her, like kind of like this.
Does yours fire off as a beam or is it a strike?
It's I don't think we ever really like established that.
Let me look here. Energy control, electricity. You would have to pick how that manifests. Either you could do it as a blast or a strike easily enough.
Okay.
Or if you want to do it as the EMP, I think we may have talked about you doing it as stun versus electronics.
Yeah.
But apparently you did not actually pick which way you were going to do it.
I think we were just talking about it for a long time and we never really got to a definitive answer. But yeah, stun versus electronics is fine.
Okay. I'll go ahead and type that in.
Oh, yeah.
Which basically makes it the EMP that we've been talking about.
Well, do you have a phone you're not gonna miss?
That's okay. If you tell me you can short stuff out with that, I believe it. And she kind of brings her fists up in front of her. When she bumps them together, they flare up with electricity.
Ooh.
Some of it kind of runs down her arm, a little bit runs down her arms every now and then, but mostly it stays kind of circulating your fist.
So it's strictly versus computers. I can't short out someone else's electricity.
Yeah, okay, you do an EMP. Okay, I've managed to do an EMP once or twice, but it's and she kind of lets go of her power. She goes, "It's not something that's really in my regular bag of tricks yet."
I'm the other way around. I could probably do that if I put my mind to it, but I really don't want to.
Yeah, she pats you on the arm. Don't worry. With a little training, we'll get you doing all kinds of stuff you didn't know you could do.
Okay.
All right. I guess we're to the boring part. She takes you over to the computers. She's like, "Oh, I never even asked you your name. I hope y'all don't think I'm rude."
A little bit.
She's like, "I heard them call you by your name. Could you say it one more time?"
She talking to me?
Yeah, she's talking to Asta.
Asterdirta. Ask your boss guy. He recorded it. Whatever.
Okay.
Tired of saying it over and over.
Yeah, don't mean no offense. It's just,
It's Gaelic, okay?
Okay. So she sits all of you down. She does ask the other two what your names are. What does Gladio tell her?
Oh my god. My name is Keelan Venati.
Is that his actual name?
That is his actual name.
Huh. A lot of odd names. I mean, it's neat. Don't get me wrong. Then she looks over to Detective Top.
I don't think I picked an actual real name.
If you've been using a costume identity, she can always just tell her that.
I missed what you said, sorry.
Oh, I said if you've been using a costume, like, you could tell her Detective Top.
Okay, I'll do that.
Oh, okay. Because she's sitting you down at the machines, or the computers where you have to fill out the whole form.
Okay.
She literally she was excited. She was excited to be the one receiving new recruits. And she got excited and never did ask you your names. She was much more interested in what you could do and seeing your powers in work. Clearly, she's still kind of on the new side of this business.
No, hold on. Before I sign this, I want to show you the other power I have over here.
Oh no.
Over here. Just over here back at the targets. I'm giving you guys an opening.
As Gladio watches Osnadirta do that, he is then going to start attempting to access via his mother's codes.
All right. She follows Osnadirta
well
back over to the training area. Give me first, Osnadirta. How are you trying to distract her? What are you going to show her?
I mean, I'm going to show her like my actual powers. More of the artificially based ones that are, I guess, kind of obvious given his size, stature, and make. But
Oh, you're gonna kind of show how you have the life support.
Yeah.
Oh, you got wall crawling. I forgot about that.
Yes, I have that too. And I was actually gonna use my binding as like a suction cup and go just kind of glide myself upward. Boom. Go up like that.
She's like, "Oh, you're like a big robot Spider-Man." Okay.
Poof, 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 poof.
Glad the ceiling's reinforced.
Poof, poof, poof.
All right, Gladio, give me a computer roll. If you don't have computers, it's just straight intelligence. Which, you don't, because you've only got the one skill.
Oh.
Is there any way I can help him?
Yes,
There's a
actually,
hill-
I would let you combine efforts on this.
Can I give
Now-
them my determination through my leadership? I'm the one that made the
Actually,
plan.
yeah, you're intentionally distracting her, so you are actually doing
Yeah.
something too.
Okay,
it's worth
All
it.
right.
how am I doing this?
Okay. Let me tell you what determined, or what the combined effort. Ooh, flip right to it. I'm finally learning where the stuff is in this book. All right.
Ooh, sorry, guys.
In some instances, multiple characters may combine their efforts on a single test. When this happens, choose a coordinating character for the test. This character makes the test normally. Each assisting character makes the same test, and with a moderate or better success, provides a bonus to the coordinating character's effort or effect chosen by the coordinating character. So, bumping your effort means you add to the roll. The effect would be like in combat, it might add to damage.
Right.
What
Since
is
this is just going to be you rolling versus the computer security.
Yep.
I'm like up there doing like tricks like
Okay, well, I mean, I want to say it could be worse, but it
So
really
we're-
can't get much worse than this.
No.
So we're
it
gonna
could be
roll
It could be Austin Dirta's intellect.
Which should still only be a little bit
Did
worse.
you use a determination? Because you got the leadership, you should have got the determination.
I
point
am
with
sending
that.
you guys my determination for that.
Yes, but I don't
Okay.
know what I need
So
to
that-
add to that.
All right, so determination
Wow.
would give you a +2. So that makes that a 6.
6.
Detective Top, give me a roll.
Would it also give me +2, or do you just want me to add it to the roll I'm going to get?
We'll say it gives you a +2 to the roll as well.
Okay. I won't add it. I'll just add it after. Oh, perfect. 2 6s.
This is the most
So
efficient.
4.
This is the most efficient determination I've ever used for my single point of determination.
All right, and the difficulty.
Oof.
So it's all 6? Jesus.
Wow.
No, technically we have a combined total of 12.
Oh, okay.
Well, you don't add his number. You get a +2 if he rolled a good enough success.
Right. Okay. So we're looking at what does it
Alright,
do
so
if it
that's-
just meets it?
All right, so Seb did not roll high enough to warrant giving you a bump. So you're sitting at
6.
So you were sitting at a 6. So meter beat.
Didn't Seb meet 6 as well? With
I
his?
did.
Yeah, but if he needed to roll higher than me.
He needed a
Okay.
Yeah, he needed
7
a
or higher.
moderate at least.
Okay. I wasn't sure.
Let's see. Yeah, he had to roll at least a moderate. And what he got was, let's see, outcomes. Yeah, he only got a marginal, so. All right. So you managed to get into into the
Database?
thank you. And pull up records on the last few people that have used this machine. What you can't seem to do is get into the overall main system. You get deep enough that you can tell your mother's password worked. You don't know if they've just limited how much access this computer has to stuff. Since presumably
probably
you
it.
would be signing up people that didn't already have security clearances and stuff.
Yeah, that's probably
fair.
it.
Still up there. Like
So really the only useful thing you got is your mother's password will work.
Well, hey, you know what? It's more than what we had before.
Not wrong.
So
I'm up there like a giant beetle still.
It's like, okay. Voltic's like, okay, that's enough. Come on down. We got to go do the boring paperwork now.
Gladio's going to quickly switch it back to his sign-up sheet.
He's gonna try to do like a really cool flip and then just fall on his face. So like disengage his wall crawling and then just like try to like do like a cat and land on his yeah, and then poof, just hit his face.
She's like, you don't need to practice that one,
Then Gladio.
or use that as an attack. Either one.
Ooh, ooh, fair enough.
Gladio is going to finish off the application.
And I'll do mine after.
Putting in your real name.
Yep. And then he's just going to hit submit.
You sound so depressed about that.
He hates this. He hates this so much. But if they can get in under training, they can get access to an inside computer, and he knows the password works. So we need to get to a computer that doesn't have limited access, because this would be the easiest way to gain access to the inside, is go in, say you're signing up, and then you have to do it through a computer program anyway.
All right, Top. Are you putting your real name and information in there?
Yeah. Don't know what my real name is, but totally.
John, a real guy.
Deretis Toppenheimer.
Guy businessman.
Guy business. My name's Toppenheimer, but my friends call me Top.
Ah, she sits Osnaburg down. Can you type?
Can I type?
Yeah.
I feel like I destroy the keyboard.
I wish you could just plug himself in and type what's coming out of his brain, I'm not gonna lie.
Hang on a second. Stop. She's like, stop. She's like, are what have you already done? She moves him over to one of y'all's. But she kind of moves the keyboard over. Just tell me your name.
I'm just kidding. Osnabrück.
Okay. And then she has you spell it and she types it in.
Yeah, he's still playing with the broken keyboard.
Where were you born? Where were you, born or activated?
At this point, do I know it's easy?
Unknown. All right. We'll get your height and weight and stuff in a minute. Really, without any home addresses to put in, your sheet fills out pretty. She waits for a minute and then she checks something. Okay. Nothing funny is cropping up in y'all's background checks.
I imagine I don't have one.
Oh yeah, there's not much on you. Cat was really concerned about where you come from, but he seemed to be a nice enough guy to me. She's like, were you really into EZ? I didn't think anything. The event zone? The big Magitech explosion that happened. Irradiated a bunch of stuff, killed some sovereigns.
I'm giving her exactly this stare.
How long have you been awake? Never mind, we'll figure it out. She ushers Osnabrück out the door. As the other two of y'all going out, she kind of leans forward. Is he a little slow? I mean, I don't mean nothing. It's okay. I'm just Or is he just like newly awakened and doesn't, know everything?
I think he's slow, but I really don't know.
Okay. I'm sure Professor Tinker can help him with that.
I am sure he could. But then he wouldn't be Osnabrück, so maybe not.
Well, yeah, as long as he's functioning. So, all right,
Unsupervised, you can do that.
this is this is usually where I'd introduce you to the rest of the team. Well, usually one of the other team would do this, and then they'd be introducing you to me and everybody else. But the rest of the team is out of town at the moment.
Really? They left you
I'm like-
as the sole defender of the city.
Well, you've got the police department too. She kind of rolls her eyes.
Yeah, we all know how
Wow.
effective the cops are. Cops stopped being effective when supers showed up.
Well, against super crime, let's not be too mean to them. They try.
I guess.
Whilst he's doing the Spider-Man.
I mean, Professor
Background.
Tinker is still in his lab, but you don't interrupt him when he's in the lab and got the sign on the door.
Well, I mean, couldn't you handle our security checks and get us started on training?
Well, the background checks are pretty automatic. They haven't flagged anything super noticeable. I mean, I'll tell you up front, they're going to crawl through your backgrounds. It's going to be fine-tooth comb kind of stuff, but
I would assume so. Don't
but
want
nothing
to-
popped up on like police records or anything. So I don't know if the auto one goes into your juvenile record. So
Did it go into yours?
I didn't really have a juvenile record. I mean,
All she has is juvenile records.
Insight check. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, then why don't you handle the rest of our entry into the organization? You're capable.
yeah,
They
but
wouldn't
Cap's
Left you
Cap's
to
the
your
boss.
own.
He's got to do the actual approval to get you in.
Well,
I mean, I'm sure it's a sure thing. He invited Top here. Really need to change that to Hurricane or Tornado, whatever. I guess Tornado, considering where we're at.
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
Take it under advisement.
She kind of looks at Ozendurka. I don't know what we could give you.
He's looking at the roof and trying to do the web crawl thing again.
I wouldn't do that. Those little foam panel things probably won't support your weight.
Poof! The cord comes out. He's like trying it again.
Don't wreck the place.
yeah, come on.
Fine. Let's go.
Oh, she's like, oh, I can show you the hangars if you just want a tour.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Sure.
I mean, this is where we're going to be calling home, right? Might as well know our way around.
Whoa.
So you'd be staying here. If Cap okays you on the team, you'll have rooms here. You'll stay for the first part of your training at least. After that, you can get apartments out in the city or whatever if you want to.
Of course.
Most of us just stay here, but there you have options.
Who else stays off site?
Cap keeps an apartment, but here for the last little bit, he's mostly been staying here in the building.
He's the only one.
Oh, no. Professor Tinker very rarely leaves. The Rad can't leave out of his armor. Me and Clavium both live here. But, we're fairly new.
Of course.
Come to think of it, that's about when Cap started staying, too. Let's see. She's like, now, Microburst, he has a little house off somewhere. I don't know exactly where. We're not tight. I mean, he's fine and all. I'm just, I haven't gone and met his wife and kids or anything. He likes to keep his work and his home life separate.
Smart man.
Not
Mm-hmm.
the worst idea.
Well then, show us around. Start with the hangar. Maybe show us the personal living quarters after.
I can show you a couple of the empty ones.
Yeah, of course.
I'd show you mine, but it's It's a bit of a mess right now.
That's a mood.
Like every 16-year-old house.
Really, anyone's house.
Fair enough.
So she takes you up to the top floor. The top floor is basically their hangar. And there's sections where the roof opens, let something vertically take off. The windows on the side can drop open so things can take off directly. She did, yeah. In addition to this, we have an actual helipad up top for like with a regular helicopter. We don't really use that for official business much.
Of course not.
You see one large empty section. She's like, that's where our jet usually is. Well, it's what the rest of the team would have arrived in. The night of that robbery. She gestures over to another one. This is kind of our spare. It's it was the previous one before Tinker gave us an upgrade. We keep it around and in functioning shape in case in case the team needs to split up for something, or one of them gets shot down.
Always smart to have backups.
Yeah, it helps, especially when you've got an on-site gadgeteer to keep the stuff up and going.
Mm-hmm.
As she's going, she's introducing you to random folks. There's all kinds of like mechanics and stuff in the hangar. There's a few. In basic design, it's almost like a motorcycle. It doesn't have any wheels. She tells you, those are the hover bikes the Dr. Tinker came up with. She hasn't gotten to drive one yet.
Is there enough room in this hangar for Gladio to drive one?
Do what now?
Is there enough room in the hangar for Gladio to drive one?
Oh God, we got Gladio in on something.
Technically,
Hover
sure.
bike!
With their main ship gone, yeah. There's a big open space in the middle.
Oh my God! Can I do that, please?
Are you
Is
asking
that-
the GM or
Is
are
that
you
Maddie
asking the
asking
player?
if she can please do
Yes.
this, or is this
Yes.
Gladio?
I mean, Gladio's also asking if he can take one of the hover bikes out, like just in the hangar.
She's like, I don't know. We're supposed to.
I mean, if you ride behind me.
I mean, they play a lot. She's like, they ride a lot like a regular motorcycle, but it's not exactly the same from what I hear.
Austin tries to get on one and he just sinks
pulls
to the
out
floor.
his wallet. He pulls out his wallet, pulls out his M license, and just hands it to her.
Well, like I said, it's not exactly the same. I mean, from what
Close
they tell
enough.
me.
It's close enough.
Well, you wouldn't be going too fast in here.
No, of course not. And you said you haven't had a chance to ride on one yet. Come on, what harm can it do?
Oh, God help us.
So I
She
think-
glances over the mechanics. The mechanics are very noticeably not looking in y'all's direction.
Like this.
Not quite that bad, but almost. Willpower to talk her into this.
Please.
This foolishness.
Why? With the twos?
Am I allowed to help in any way before your roll?
Yeah. You could be sitting there kind of egging her on. This could be your only chance.
So roll willpower.
While the cat's away, the mouse will play. Yeah, go ahead and give me a roll power before I roll her.
Your parents are home.
All right.
You both did.
So you beat it.
Success.
So Seb beat it by 2, so that gives Maddie a +2. To a 9. She's like, okay, yeah, let's do it.
Yes! He is going to get on this hover bike, and he's gonna like ask the mechanics like the bare basics of driving it. Like clutch, go, yada yada, brakes, etc. How do I turn it on?
Most of it works very. He tells you most of it works very similar to a motorcycle. He goes, "Not that I'm approving you doing this. I just don't, outrank the actual hero."
Look, if there's weaponry on it, I'm not touching the weaponry. I just
No,
want to
no,
drive
nothing
the
like
bike.
that. She's like, nothing like that. This is just to get people around town.
I just want to drive the bike.
He goes, you pilot it a lot like a motorcycle. You keep balance very similarly. Though there's some gyroscopics to help with that.
Yeah.
You really don't want to lay this completely down at 3,000 feet or something.
Yeah. So he's on this bike,
Mm-hmm.
and then he's gonna look at. He
does warn you.
Mm-hmm.
If you've ever seen a hovercraft, the way a hovercraft turns, it's got some drift like that. So don't try taking any really sharp turns.
Deja vu.
Gladio is so excited to ride on the hover bike.
They suggest that the rest of you get back here, in kind of where their equipment is, because there's some fairly reinforced looking railing that kind of blocks off that section.
Gladio just holds his hand out to the sidekick.
She hops on. She takes your hand and hops on behind you.
And then he's going to roar this thing to life and just drive them around the hangar. And he is having the time of his life.
All right, give me a coordination.
Coordination.
Uh-oh.
Oh, God. Please.
GM, I have a question while this happens.
Yes.
So as we walk around, I imagine we see random scientists and mechanics and people who would do the day-to-day around here, right?
Yes. Now in this, once y'all get to the hangar, is really just the mechanics, but
right. But walking as we're doing the tour.
Yeah. You pass people in the hallway. She rattles off names and jobs. Introduces.
But I'm saying in particular scientists and eggheads and stuff like that, right?
You pass a couple of those.
Sure. Do I recognize any of them from my time in the EZ?
Give me an awareness roll.
Sure.
Out of curiosity, can I get a modifier for this coordination roll, considering the fact that I normally drive a motorcycle?
All right. No, you do not recognize any of them.
Worth a shot.
You can't be 100% certain it's not some of the same people, but you're.
They were mostly behind plexiglass. It's fine.
Yeah. Oh, let me see. What does old Gladio got?
I helped Gladio just because they didn't seem to like me.
No, I'm curious if you're going to give me a modifier, considering the fact that he does actually drive a motorcycle. That's his preferred method of transportation.
Just use your coordination. It'll be fine.
He says.
Natural one. Ha!
Groovy.
Swish.
Alrighty. So it's only a marginal failure. The first loop goes fine. So, yeah, it's got a little bit of play.
Oh, God.
You have Voltic Storm behind you kind of laughing. You decide to do the second loop just a little bit faster.
Oh no.
You're on a bike, you're kind of in your element, you're kind of wanting to show off. You get going just a little too fast, take a turn a little too sharp, and the whole back end of the bike slides around and hits the landing gear on the spare jet.
I was gonna say I'll take a hit if because I didn't move when they said to go on the railing.
Well, this is based on the opposite corner from the railing.
Okay.
Gladio is. His arm is just going to reach back, and as soon as that happens, because he knows what's going to happen, or he knows what would happen normally if you do that on a bike, and his arm is going back and grabbing a hold of her just to hold her tight against his body because he's going to cushion her fall. Because he doesn't actually want to hurt her. And then he's just going to make sure he's got a good control on the bike, even though it's hit that. Before he rights it and brings it back.
All right, another coordination roll to see if you manage to ride it, or if you just kind of go sprawling all over the place.
Okay. It's better.
Okay. So yeah, there's a bang. Y'all get jerked around. You manage to keep her in the seat. You keep it up straight. But as you're straightening up, it's making some weird noises, and the back end starts kind of dragging on the ground.
You've lost your anti-grav.
Yeah, he brings it back pretty much immediately. I mean, no, pretty much.
You get about halfway across the hangar, dragging the back end before the mechanics are running around going, "Stop! Just stop it there!"
Okay.
So all the mechanics run around. Back where Top and Asadurta are. Several of them had already gotten up on the railing to watch.
I was never at the railing. I was under. I was still down where they were.
And you had a couple of guys working on the computer on some, designing some part for the 3D printer or whatever. They hop up and run off. Everybody checks to make sure Gladio and Voltic are all right. As soon as you come to a complete stop, Voltic hops off and is just doing this, walking around the bike. Oh, I'm screwed. It's the first time they left me alone here. I am so screwed. Oh, Cap's going to blow his stack.
I'll just look at him like, I'll take the hit. Like, it's okay. If I get expelled, I get expelled.
Just blame the new guy.
Hey, that's the thing. You're no longer the new guy. You don't have that new guy dynamic anymore. I learned that from The Office.
Okay. Asadurta and Top, give me awareness rolls.
Sure. Sure. Just give me all of the ones.
Well, it doesn't matter. All right. I mentioned it, but this is your characters really noticing it. Even the guys at the computers get up and run off to deal with this commotion. There are 2 computers here now unoccupied, while the mechanics seem to be pretty well distracted.
Seb, Gladio would have given you Clavium's login information.
Okay. I'm gonna
Ostadirta's gonna go the other way towards the bike and kind of like look it over. As the mechanics are probably like, no, don't touch it at all.
Oh, there's that piece loose, ping.
Causing more distraction.
I'll go on the computer.
Oh.
All right, now what kind of information are you looking for? You know they're only going to be distracted for so long, so time is a factor.
Well, crap.
Information have we been looking for this whole time anyway?
All right, you're interested in what those thieves could be after, what information the storm chasers, and by extension probably the sovereigns in general, have on this case. And the twins are, of course, interested in everything they can find on Clavia.
And the last piece of it is the old man.
Sure.
Those are the last. That's the other bit.
Mm-hmm.
We'll search the old man.
I'll be looking for what the twins were looking for, and if I have any time for the old man, any reference to him.
How much you get will be determined on how well you roll.
Okay.
It'll be an intelligence computer use. Or a computer, if you have it. If not, just straight intelligence.
Oh, I'm screwed.
Well, you want to burn
Hey
a
guys, do you think I
determination
could
point?
write this?
Oh yeah, don't forget you have determination.
Yeah, my burn.
Don't
Determination.
either of you guys forget you have determination. I don't have it because I only have 1 point, but I give it to you guys.
Well, yeah, I've
You
guys
also
just-
I've also got assistance with determination. I have 4 of them.
I'll use
All
determination for a better roll.
Okay, you have to tap a quality. You've still only got puzzle solver, but that's one that fits well enough for this.
I was gonna say this is probably like a decent one.
Yeah, it's not a bad one. All right, so give me a roll. Ooh, you ain't got to beat much.
And then you add +2 to it, so that's a critical.
Hey guys, do you think I could ride this?
So yeah, that is a let's see, massive. I believe that one is because it goes marginal, moderate, major, massive. So that is 3 degrees of success. That is the biggest success you can have. Okay, information you find out about Clavium. Just a second. Critics, creepers, producers. Icons, the water world. Nope, that's not it. Thought I had notes in my Google Drive for this game. Now I do not see it. So it was Project something. What was it?
It's the true Dungeon Master / Game Master experience, y'all.
Yeah.
No, I'm not making fun of you. I'm like saying this is how it really is.
Even when you make notes, you lose where in the world you put them.
I'm just gonna make some water real quick.
Or
Alright.
Roll20 just straight fucks you.
That's true too.
I did that with my homebrew. I'm missing my entire handout of notes
Ooh.
for an area.
I leave it on my drive at all times.
Yeah, I need to pull it all off of Roll20 so that this doesn't happen again. But it's like the very first town they encounter, and I had a whole bunch of really nice stuff written up for it, and it's just nope.
Now you don't remember any of it.
No, I know which knights are supposed to be there, but like beyond that, I just
do what I do. Make it up as you go along.
no, I can't. These are really specific knights, and really specific things that are going on in this area.
Good night, Jellyfant. It's good to have you here at 1:35 in the morning.
Yowza. Yeah, man, you go get you some sleep. No, that's all. That's all for my regular icons game. Well, dang it. Well, I don't know where I would have put it.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty sure it's not Project Redemption.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Y'all, I'm happy to announce it is no longer triple digits in over here. It is 99 degrees.
Yay.
Yeah, it was mowing yards Monday and 105 heat index.
Oh, screw that.
I'm
It really wasn't that
around,
bad.
I'm probably around the same, to be honest. Let me see.
To be
It still
honest,
feels like 100.
Alabama usually has rough summers. It's been relatively mild this summer. We've had 1 or 2 little hot spells, and then it's floated around, high 80s, maybe 90.
It's been triple digits. It continues to be triple digits for it's been like a week and a half. It's going to be like 2 weeks of triple digits.
Yeah, you guys are taking all the heat.
I'm
I'm not
dying.
complaining.
I'm dying so much.
We get a lot of storms here. Wouldn't
That,
it be under
that
redemption?
thing right there.
Beg pardon?
Wouldn't it be under redemption? Because I'm looking at the backstory here, and it does have the redemption protocols.
Maybe that's where I put it. Okay, maybe that's where I put those in. Because I knew I'd posted them somewhere. Oh, but it was the redemption protocols.
Well, that's the title you put in the background. I was just trying to find some keywords you might have used.
Going to go use the restroom. I'll be back in a sec. But I'm also just being a dumbass and messing with the hover bike, so don't mind me.
Adding more time for your distraction.
Wednesday night
Correct.
showcase icons. That's probably it. Why wasn't that one showing up in the regular list? All right. Maybe because I didn't access it recently.
Yep.
Okay. So yes, looking up information on Clavium. The first thing you find is when she joined the team, her training. There's lots of comments about how quickly her training goes. In fact, several times they refer to it as retraining. There's notes made by a psychiatrist that's involved about, basically how it's not that she's learning that fast, is that she still has the muscle memory from before. She was transferred here basically from lockup. It says she went through the redemption protocols, which does not make any sense to you because as far as you know, a person that's gone through the protocols is incapable of committing violence. And, being a superhero, even a real straight-laced hero, there's going to be some violence involved. There's also notes about him having therapy sessions with her. He's uncertain if she'll ever completely recover, partly because he's not entirely certain what caused the problems to begin with.
Mr. Lordum.
Kind of.
Also, you wouldn't know it anyway. So
it does not have her real name listed. It does not have her age, though they take a guess at an age. It's got her height and weight and stuff.
That's rude.
He talks about her deciding to stick with something similar to the costume she'd had before, but that she had accepted input from the rest of the team on some modifications to it. And if you'll remember when you first saw her, I talked about how she basically had the colors reversed from what your mother had. Where most of the family had the dark with but with different colored piping. She reversed that, so it's kind of the black piping.
Yeah.
Which makes it a more typically superhero-looking outfit.
Looks more like a face instead of a heel.
It's still a dark red. It's not bright Superman red, but so that's most of what you get for her. Let's see. You don't get anything about an old man. You don't know of any villains that go by that name. Well, you get nothing except the recorded conversation that Phantom had with nobody in the jail cell.
So, Toppin, nobody, you mean?
Yeah, that entire conversation is there. So you hear nobody refer to whoever the boss is as the old man. But so you're kind of forced to conclude it's clearly just what they were calling you, not a name he necessarily goes by.
Okay.
Technically, you did their job for them.
Let's see what else. Oh yes, the team is out on a mission. With the exception of Voltic Storm, who's not cleared for regular duty. You find out it is due to her age. She has just turned 17.
Her comments make it so much weirder now. I don't like it. Really don't like it.
Do what now?
The comments she was making in the fucking hangar. Really don't like it.
I mean,
You mean in
it's
the other room, not the hangar? Because
yeah, that's I'm at the shooting range.
Oh, okay.
it's true to life, but a little weird.
Yeah, so I don't like it.
We were all that 16, 17-year-olds.
And besides with internet memes, it's not like she's got to have watched hentai to get the tentacles are involved. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Anyway, let's move on.
we're not here to debate internet ethics.
Or lack thereof.
Mostly lack thereof.
But the team has been scrambled. They are heading out west. they're having trouble communicating with the battalion team that patrols the EZ. This is not super unusual. Periodically, the environment of the EZ changes, and there'll be some electromagnetic interference or other kind of interference. Sometimes it's not even something they manage to identify. But that, plus you have all the robberies listed, and they just recently got a notice from what is that heifer's name?
Man, getting that massive was great for information. Jesus.
So
He's got open access to the computers.
That's what happens when you crit.
I am not complaining.
Crap, what is her name? Spellcaster? Seems awfully generic, but that may have been it.
Sometimes they're not the best names in the world, and that's more for the supers than it is on your part.
Well, I mean, case in point, my character. I'm Hot Topic, for Christ's sakes.
Hot Topic Avenger.
Yep.
All right. So anyway, they got a notice from Spellcaster, which still didn't. Or was it Spellweaver? Maybe it's Spellweaver. Apparently, I didn't put the actual sovereigns' names on the list. They ain't my character, so I don't remember it all that well. So anyway, Spellweaver. She is a member of the Seven Sovereigns. She's kind of their. I'd say she's their big magical gun, unless you count the Angel as a magical. People are on the fence as whether they take him serious when he says he's an angel. The Catholic Church has made no official comment on it.
Heyo.
Just some vague comments about, judging by his actions rather than, anything else.
There's definitely not a long sword behind their back as they say that.
But as far as your wizard, Doctor Strange type, she's pretty much it. But she has alerted the Storm Chasers to the fact that there's been these magical thefts. Let's see. Top, are you the one that had a cult?
Yes.
In the investigate? Okay. You look at the list and you realize you already knew about every theft that she mentions, but there's a couple that she missed. Which isn't shocking. Her being tied so tightly to the Sovereigns, there's going to be a lot of the magical community that don't want to talk to her. Even though you're casual practitioners, they don't go after quite as hard as they go after, like, vigilantes. So anyway, that has got the Storm Chasers heading out west. There's been some back and forth between her and the captain about Osnadurta.
Is he really from the EZ? What?
Well, he's asking her if he's just a machine, would the EZ have any particular negative effects on him? Could he have just been a robot, an experimental robot in a lab that, because of his non-living state, is fine. She expresses the concern that if he's in one of the bases out that way, he could be some sort of Magitech experiment. Some combination, which is what started, which is what caused all this to begin with. As far as you being non-living, she has no idea if the things that go on with the EZ would affect that or not.
I mean,
it all depends on which universe is leaking through at what time.
This idiot has no idea either.
Yeah. But she says there have been some odd shifts and she goes into some kind of occult explanation. Basically, there's some weird energies coming out of the EZ. Usually, it's the same handful of worlds that kind of fade in and out as to what world is connecting. The barrier between worlds is very thin there. But which world the easiest touching more than the rest of them varies a lot. But her and some other sensitives have. They detected some new ones pop up briefly. There's been some signs that somebody may be actively manipulating. The last message is basically for him to take his team out there. Her and the Sovereigns are occupied at the moment, but will hopefully be out there as soon as they can.
Does it say what they're occupied with?
It does not.
Of course it doesn't.
No.
You need to know differences.
There's a conversational tone to the earlier message. That last message very much sounded like a boss giving marching orders.
So everything was like message, and then, hey, by the way, do this.
Kind of. Not in a overly forceful way. It's like they've got a good working relationship. Okay, well, here's the actual, job I need you to do.
Right. Sounds just like work.
Well,
I have text conversations on my phone to prove it.
So anyway, that is why the team is headed out that way. Let's see. Massive success. Do you get anything else?
You got everything. You know everything
You got
about them now.
one more little something that you managed to get before you realize, that you're running out of time. They believe there has been some of the remnant government has been active out not too far from the EZ. That's not verified. There's just, they've got some spies that have heard some chatter. Something seems to be going on in that regard.
All right.
Bit of a lord up for all of us.
Yeah, that was a bit much.
I like
But
it.
there's going to be a test later, so you need to remember it all.
Oh hell no!
No promises. I have a 1 intelligence.
I didn't even come to class.
I slept.
I'm disappointed in you all.
Hey, look, I sat here and took notes.
Join the club, okay?
I have notes.
All right, same here.
So anyway, you quickly switch the computer back to where it was. You log off with Clavium's password. Over by the back, Voltic's on the verge of tears. You're pretty sure if not for her pride, she'd be crying at this point. She seems to have the mechanics halfway talked into fixing it without telling anybody.
Gladio is going to keep his mouth shut.
Now she's offering to pay, the expense of the damages. She'll pay out, she'll pay. And you get the impression that she's not particularly worried about the cost, so maybe being a storm chaser pays pretty well. Or she comes from a well-to-do family to begin with, you're not really sure.
Fucking trust fund babies.
Hey now, she's dedicated herself to the public good.
Yeah,
As
that's
far
what
as
they
we
all say. Gladio's gonna let her sweet talk them into not reporting it.
Big old crocodile tears.
And he's gonna watch as they're fixing the bike. He wants to know. Like he's so curious as to how this thing works. It's a fucking hover bike.
Ostadirta's like mildly interested too.
They're more like trying to swat him away as he's trying to ooh, can I touch that?
As long as y'all stand at a distance, they don't care. One of the guys will talk shop with you.
He's like this.
Oh man, Gladio's got him going. Absolutely. Like he stands there with his hands behind his back, like as close as he can so he can look, but like his hands are clearly like, not anywhere close, so the mechanics don't feel like he's about to fuck something up any more than he already has. But like, he is utterly fascinated by this bike, and he wants one.
Aussie is looming over them.
Well,
like
he's
this,
basically
like this monolith.
get out of my light. One of the mechanics is like, get out of my light, and just pops you in the stomach with a wrench.
Doesn't do anything.
No. Yeah, get out of the light. Whack.
Kang, kang, kang.
Apparently, he has worked with supers long enough. He's not super impressed. But yeah, basically tells you the hover technology isn't really anything special. Some of the computer and some of the gyroscopics is something Professor Tinker came up with. It's mostly the power source. Tinker had come up with a extremely kind of concentrated battery. A lot of power and a little bitty source.
Sure.
He goes, which is, great for powering it. He said they're still only good for relatively short distances. The team only uses these things to get around town. Because you can hop on one of these and take off, quicker than you get the jet prepped and all that.
Of course.
But anything outside the city limits, they usually just take the jet. He said now they have had some trouble, any sort of electrical attack on the power source or an EMP will cause the power source to explode rather spectacularly.
You mean like? No, I'm just kidding.
Gladio's gonna look over at Osnadurta and just like, you, 4 steps back. Now.
But I want to see how it looks.
You can 4 steps back. I like my
I want to
skin
see
in
what
one
they're
piece.
doing.
You can see 4 steps
I'm not
back.
doing anything. This
And of
is
course,
bullshit.
he's playing this up to create the
Yeah.
distraction.
No.
Aussie thinks you're fucking with him.
Yeah, but
He goes, well, Tinker has gone back and hardened the, he has gone back and hardened the circuit and so forth. So
yeah, and then like Gladio just like launches into this idea about grounding the power source to protect it from an electrical pulse, which would also contain it in the off chance that an EMP happens, so that it doesn't just explode.
Well, they're like, well,
stops working.
If you landed, you could probably do that. Because I don't know how well you would ground it while you were flying around.
I don't know. You encase it in rubber.
So, well, you still have the lines running in and out.
But like enough that and like his fucking cover is a mechanic. This is what he does. This is his job.
This is a little hardening something against EMP is a little outside the range of a normal mechanic.
But like he's just throwing the ideas out there, right? Like
okay,
talking.
And some of them they tell you that's some of them that's what we worked on, or Tinker came up with something better.
Yeah, and he's just, but I mean, he's a mechanic talking shop to other mechanics.
Reminds me of RoboCop when he had the flu, and he fired lightning.
So anyway, that's the information you've gotten. So you know where the storm chasers have gone. They're heading that way because they suspect that's where the thefts were going. And while they think they have caught all the guys doing the tech half of the thefts, they don't know who was stealing the mystic artifacts. But they figure they're probably heading that same direction.
Okay. Once they've got the bike like in the process of being fixed, and the mechanics have come to an arrangement with
Voltic Storm.
I was like, I wrote her name down. I don't know what the hell it is. He's going to just gently put a hand on her shoulder. So shall we move on to the living quarters next then? Sorry about the crash. Sorry about the crash. That usually doesn't happen.
So no, I should never have gone along with it.
But it was fun.
Yeah, it was.
And
It's like
hey,
I gotta get my license.
hey, taking a real motorcycle one time. And you should learn how to drive a real motorcycle. Hoverbike's nice.
You're like, oh yeah, I've got my regular cycle license.
Okay, good. So you're a little young to have your full one, aren't you?
You know, out in the state y'all are in, I have no idea.
I have no idea what the
I know-
laws are in Kansas. You
I know back when I first got my license, at 16 you could get a motorcycle license, or
you could start it
at 15 I think you could get a motorcycle license.
Here in Canada, you can start it at 16.
Y'all do that
same with your
tier-
G, yeah.
Yeah.
But it takes you at least 2 years, even with
Around here, when I was a teenager, many moons ago, you could get your learner's permit. Did you get your learner's permit at 15 and license at 16? And I want to say you get your motorcycle license at 15 as well. For some reason, it was easier to get the motorcycle. You could get the motorcycle license a little bit earlier than the car license.
probably because of dirt bikes.
Quite possibly. And around
At
here, that would be
the-
kind of a big thing.
At the high school I went to, they started you in driving. They had the driving lessons in the high school, and you started at like 14, and eventually you made your way to getting your actual license. But that costed money, and I didn't have several $100s for a freaking driving course at 14.
Anyway, so his statement of "aren't you a little young to have your full license" still stands.
She's like, oh, no. What state are you from?
Clearly not this one.
Yeah, you do kind of sound like an East Coaster.
Anyway,
bit of a.
But he's like, but Tinker's from New York, and I don't know where Clavium's from, but she sounds like she's from out east too.
living quarters
Those little.
next.
Oh yeah, come on, I'll show you. She looks back to the mechanics. Thanks, guys.
Gladio is rethinking his decision about not joining the Storm Chasers. They have hoverbikes.
All because of a bike.
They have hoverbikes.
Government stormtroopers, hover bikes.
The hoverbikes, though.
I'll get next to Gladio and just give him like an approving nod for the information I got.
Gladio will just kind of smile a little bit, and then he's gonna start talking her ear off about what's to be expected in the day-to-day, happenings around here. As they're, walking through the personal living quarters to get an idea of what it is. And then he is also keeping an eye out for, labels. I'm assuming each of these rooms are labeled.
No, they just have numbers on them.
Just numbers.
You don't really have one labeled Clavium's room.
Yeah.
Because, everybody that lives here knows which room is theirs.
I am also keeping tabs on, I'm still looking at people's faces and do I recognize this person? Do I recognize this person?
So you takes you on a tour of the living quarters. They're nice. I mean, it is full sized apartments basically. She tells you, you're free to customize. Once you pass your probation period, kind of out of the baseline training, when you're for sure in, you can repaint the walls or whatever you want to, at your own expense.
Oh, of course. I gotta ask, what color are your walls?
She goes, well, I did 2 of them in purple, and then 2 of them in dark green.
I'm assuming that fits the motif of the suit she's wearing.
Actually, her suit's kind of a dark blue.
Okay.
A little bit darker blue than Captain Thunder's. And she's got, lightning kind of, not your generic, art lightning bolt, but lightning bolts running down the legs that actually look like, modeled them off of a photo of lightning.
Right, okay.
That runs down the pants leg. Her midriff is bare. And then she's got fingerless, short sleeve, and she's got fingerless gloves.
Okay.
And a little domino mask that's got, that's jagged on the top and bottom.
Yeah. So, those are the
It's one of my
colors
City
that
of
you
Heroes
wish your
characters.
suit would have been?
No, I wouldn't want everything to be the same. And she rattles off some boy band that uses those colors.
Oh my god, BTS.
It's a band that doesn't exist in real life. They use a whole.
Yeah.
They're not supers, but they use a whole super motif. They
Right.
wear capes and everything.
Hey, because it's the fashion of the sovereigns.
No.
Well, I mean,
Spellweaver may
superheroes.
have a cape or cloak. The Golden Guardian has a cape because he's flat out, this world Superman, basically. Not sure who else on that team does. I guess Requiem would have before he died because he was kind of the Batman.
Ooh, deep lore.
Nope, we're getting deep.
Yeah, none of that matters. And it's subject to change because Todd's still writing on the setting. Anyway. So he takes you on the full tour. How much time are y'all going to spend wandering around here?
I mean, as
mean-
long as she takes to take us through. It's
Okay.
not really.
I don't
They
get hungry or
have
tired
anything
or
planned.
anything.
It's how long
Yeah.
she takes to take them through.
All right. So she takes you to the living quarters. She takes you down and shows you some smaller, more modest apartments. She's like, while you're training, you'll be here. Let's see what else. And eventually she starts kind of running out of, she takes you by where you can look through some windows at some of the labs. Though the largest of them looks like it's got some kind of reinforced metal shutters down over the glass. She tells you that's Tinker's lab. He don't like people walking by looking at him. She goes, he's a little socially awkward.
Mm-hmm.
Really good at what he does, though. And, not a bad guy.
Can he look at me?
Oh, I'm sure he'll want to check you out at some point.
Can we do that, like, now?
No, she points at the door, and there's like a, yellow square, do not disturb sign, like something a teenager would have on their door. Suction
Like,
cup
just
to his...
not-
Oh, you do not disturb me when that sign's up.
Are you sure?
I'm positive. Trust me. Personal experience here.
What
We've
about
all
the
been
command
at
center?
You gotta have clearance to get in there.
But you have it.
Look, I can talk to the mechanics and they're covering for me a little bit.
No, you're right.
The command center guys are a lot more by the book.
Of course. Wouldn't want to get you in trouble with Captain Thunder.
Ugh.
For the record, your name is so much better.
Thanks. I thought it was more original.
Jesus Christ.
On the other hand, he was using he's using somebody's previous name, so.
Do you know what his name was before?
Oh, he's been Captain Thunder as long as he's been heroing. There was just, there was a previous Captain Thunder back in, one of the World Wars.
Right.
Just picture a Captain Thunder in, like, a World War II uniform.
So, when is the team getting back?
I don't know. The EZ is a big area to be investigating. If they get there and they find the battalion team is all right. Maybe not too long. If they can figure out where those guys were going.
Are you able to talk with them, like, now?
Normally, but right now there's a lot of interference going on.
For what?
It's with EMP, or not EMPs, but electromagnetic interference or something. I don't know. I can kind of hang with the mechanics talk. You start getting into some of the sciences a bit much. Though, she's like, I'm taking a lot of stuff to cover. Taking a lot of science classes to help me figure out what I can do and what I can do with this power. I just know the EZ sometimes spits out interference, so.
Interesting.
So how did y'all find out about the thefts?
What thefts?
Dubs.
Well, you interfered with one of them.
I don't know what
I
you're
just want to
talking
punch
about.
somebody.
Oh, you're right. Top and Osnadirta interfered with one of them.
I just want to punch someone.
She's like, oh, that's right. Of course, it's the other spine guy that was there. And then she kind of whispers, seriously, dude, you're signing up. It's not that big a deal. But, whatever. Cap's pretty lenient about that kind of thing. And then she specifically looks at Top. So where are the other guys that were involved?
I really can't tell. I haven't seen them.
Give me a willpower roll. See if she picks up that you're deflecting.
Full of shit.
Good dang! All
Oh!
right.
We were due one.
Where's
Captain
the
Top
liar?
says
Right here.
Captain Top says it a lot smoother than Seb said it. Oh, I don't really know. I ain't seen him.
Oh, okay.
So she's like, okay, so y'all weren't like an established team or anything, or trying to establish a team. Y'all were just kind of there.
I just
Yes. Right time, right place.
Also, Dirta just repeats. I just want to punch somebody.
Well, you'll get plenty of chances to do that.
You know.
I mean, we have slow days and slow weeks.
Oh. I
Yeah,
have
most of them take
one.
it easy.
I have one condition on this whole thing. Pointing like this, not with my pen, because I don't have a pen. I do not want people to look at me without my permission.
Oh, that shouldn't be too hard to do. I mean, if they find out you are from the EZ, they're really going to want to check you out. But you ain't, nobody's going to thunk you over the head or something, or strap you down or nothing like that.
Not without my. He's actually kind of like almost. It's like borderline intimidating about it.
Are you actually trying to intimidate her?
I'm not trying to intimidate her. I am.
But you're being very firm about it.
I am being extremely firm about it because war memories.
So in flashbacks to the scientists, just popping his chest over whenever they wanted to and fiddling around.
Exactly.
Weren't right. She pats her. Oh, hey, it's fine, it's fine. They're not going to do anything without your consent.
I am a lot.
I mean, you may not be the sharpest tool in the shed, but you're clearly, self-aware and sentient.
Yes.
So eventually she starts running out of stuff to show you. She just kind of like, I mean, that's, I guess I could show you the locker room, so I couldn't go in with you. We've got some more training facilities. So, well, I mean, really kind of running out of stuff to show you now.
Okay, well, just throw a tarp over me. I'll shut down in a sec.
She's like, seriously?
No.
No. She's like, jackass. She's like, oh, I can show you the lounge.
I could use a sit.
Yeah, it's this big open area with couches and kind of a kitchenette, and a couple of big screen TVs spread around.
Takes a big sit on one of the things and tries not to break it.
She kind of directs you towards one of the reinforced ones. Nobody on our team needs it, except the rats. But sometimes we get visitors that are hefty.
It's like He's just like chilling out on it like this.
Yeah, she shows you where the video games are. She's like, she don't actually play that much other than some stuff on her phone, but Cap's big into some of that stuff.
She has like Candy Crush on her phone or something.
Basically.
Me too, kid. Me too.
All right. Out. I'm going to say across the street somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Phantom. I have not meant to ignore you all this time, but
No, it's fine. I kind of put myself in this situation, which is fine. Because, V is out. Well, so.
had you... I guess this is really a question for the whole group. But had any of you really discussed how long they were planning on staying inside?
Well, my character is figured on, if the stress starts happening in the base, that's a sign. Oh, time to go in. But he's going to let them have as much time as needed. But he's going to keep an eye on. Oh, you saying something?
Oh, I was just saying, if you start hearing like warning signs, you're like, okay, time to go in.
Exactly.
And y'all are
Right
close
now-
enough to keep up that sort of thing.
Yeah. I mean,
In fact,
he's still an incognito right now.
what
Hasn't
is
done
the
anything.
range on telepathy?
Mine is across the street. Now, if I use a determination point, I can probably boost it, but I already checked because it says 2.
Oh, your telepathy is only a 2? Okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
if I was going to get to them, I have to boost it with a determination point.
If you're across the street, no.
Well, I have to get through buildings. I have to get through all that to get to you guys.
Well, he
No,
said
I
you were
think
across the street.
Well, I mean,
Well, I meant more or less. I didn't mean he's not sitting there with a newspaper like this right across the street from the gatehouse.
no,
Just
he's
making sure.
They're either on a rooftop or in an apartment or in a room somewhere.
Stole someone's apartment building.
I'm with V pretty much this week.
Yeah.
Cleopas,
But close enough that if the alarm started going off,
we could act.
Clayfius, whatever,
Yes,
could slap an
you
invisibility
almost
on
got
you and send you through.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just glad I've been getting as close as I have with Osmodurka now.
I'm actually proud of all of you for getting that, because none of you seem to be of the Celtic sort.
Dude, I have been at work repeating it to myself until I got it down.
Have you really?
Off and on. Not like all night long or anything.
I went through
You're like
Catholic school with Irish heritage, so there's some Celtic in there.
I just imagine you like going to doing your GM notes like Osnadurta.
Oh, I'm not about to try to spell it.
It's actually pretty easy to spell comparatively to pronouncing it.
All right, so okay, Maddie's back. How long are y'all planning on staying in the building today? Y'all are
How long
currently
has
in
it
the
been?
lounge. I think you were gone when y'all got to the lounge.
Mhm.
She's basically run out of things to show you.
Well, we
How long have we been in there right now?
Beg your pardon?
I'll say, how long have we been in there at the moment?
Probably 3 or 4 hours at least.
That's not so bad.
And then were you saying something, Maddie?
Well, Gladio's basically going to tell her, like, don't let us stop you from working. Sure, you have duties to attend to that isn't just us.
She's like, not really. I'm the trainee at the moment.
Join the club, kid.
Itchy.
I mean, I'm technically, I guess, on monitor duty, but the computer will, she holds up her little, kind of a reinforced looking phone. The computer will ding me if there's anything much, or there are, regular workers in the command center that, do most of the watching. I'm just kind of on duty. I got to be in the building. And, technically watching y'all would be what I'm supposed to be doing because, I can't let you just run around the building at this point. Cap's actually got to sign off on it before you're given any kind of free reign.
Well, then we should probably head out for the day. You have our numbers and how to reach us.
She's like, oh,
was all
You're-
filled in on the application.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. She's like, I know that, but you're kind of supposed to stay until Cap clears you.
So we're supposed to stay for a few hours, a week. I have a job. Today was my day off.
She's like, yeah, and I should have mentioned that before. Steve says you're quiet, Maddie. Say something.
Oh, I'm quiet because I'm away from my microphone because I'm eating.
Oh, okay.
No crunchy sounds.
I'm hungry, so I'm a little bit further away from my microphone than normal.
I'm going to be extremely ravenously hungry after this session.
Amen to that.
It's not for any other reason because it's just an energy drink. It just eats through everything I've eaten like that.
That
Give
makes
me
you-
a willpower roll there, Maddie. As you are trying to talk her into something that she knows is going to get out of you.
It's pretty good. There you go.
Well, okay. I wouldn't want you getting fired. I mean, it pays, once you're through probation and stuff, it pays pretty good here. You probably won't need a second job.
It's hard out there in the streets.
I need to get a job. I need to get in here first.
That's true. That's true. Okay. I guess I'll okay it. Cap shouldn't get too upset.
I'm sure if you explain the situation, he'll understand.
Yeah, it's just I slipped up and not mentioning that ahead of time.
Hey, you know what? If he calls me and asks, I will honestly tell him the truth that you did a spectacular job.
Oh, thanks.
And that at no point, and that was the only thing you slipped up on. One thing.
I think I need a willpower roll for this.
Well, so when Gladio starts walking to the door, she's like, "Oh, okay." When the other you get up, she's like, "Whoa, what do y'all need to go for?"
Robot things.
No, I don't know what robot things are.
Well, you're not a robot.
I know you ain't got a job. She wouldn't say. She probably wouldn't say ain't in this part of the country. I know you don't have a job. You were talking to Cap about having just gotten into town.
I was gonna go buy some clothing so I didn't have to wear this all the time.
Oh, we got some stuff here you could have.
I'm
We've got a little
bum.
what do they call the stores on military bases?
Stores.
Stores on military bases. I know what you're talking about, but it's just city base.
I mean, there's the armory.
Commissary. Thank you, Steve. They have a commissary here that you can't buy any real fancy outfits or anything, but
I'm
it's like, ooh, I can't show you on the computer, where you can start working on costume designs.
a suit and tie kind of guy.
Well, she's like, yeah, the commissary's got. It might not have a wide selection of suits, but we have a tailor here on base, so.
Fuck, gotta answer for everything.
But I am a phenomenal tailor. Have you seen these things that come out and he whips a little thing out? He's like, these can do so much knitting, and he is very particular.
Who
I have to
knits
go
a
get his
suit?
measurements. I do when you have these things.
Look, guys, I'm stretching it for. Oh crap! What was Gladio's actual name again? Keelan. She's stretching it for Key Lime over here.
Key lime.
She goes, I'm stretching it for Key Lime over here as it is, but that's a job. Cap will respect that at least.
Cap will respect the craftsman.
I'll be like, okay, fine. Just give me a place to nap.
Oh, sure, I can take you to one of the temporary, one of the smaller apartments you have. You're one of the temporary trainee lodgings. Oh yeah, you can crash out here in the lounge on a couch. That'd be fine too.
I'd prefer a place that I'm a light sleeper.
I'll be happy to take you back to the room.
Thank you.
She looks at
I don't.
Osnadirta. I'm going to need you to be here when I get back.
I can certainly do that.
She goes, now I'm serious. You know, it'll
So
count like
am
you
I.
going. It'll count it like you're going AWOL if you run off.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Is that you saying that, or is that Osnadirta saying that?
That's the player saying that.
Okay. So she runs top back to one of the smaller apartments, and she's like, "Here, let me just put it in the system. All right, this one's now yours, Detective Tornado."
I'm just gonna get into bed and like lay down like I'm actually trying to sleep and just actual project.
Okay.
Nice.
And that's when you find out she's telepathic. What are you doing?
I was gonna do it right away.
Telepathic and X-ray vision.
Oh, that's just creepy. You know what? From everything she said so far, it would make sense.
She's like 17. She's like 17. There's no way she has that many powers.
Maybe she rolled unearthly. But no, she
I
doesn't.
doubt it.
All right, so she lets you get you a nap. Then she comes back to the lounge. Osnadirta, are you still in the lounge?
Let's roll for it. Yes, I'm still at the lounge.
All right. Gladio, have you left Osnadirta in the lounge? All right, so you walk out of the building without any trouble.
I will say
Although-
I'm
I'm
go ahead.
waiting in the hallway to see where Detective Top is going because I want that information before I leave.
Okay.
Since
You
I
see
am-
what room you see what room she takes her to. The lounge is on the living quarters floor.
Okay, then he waits until she goes back into the lounge, and then he's going into the room after Detective Top.
All right, so you go into the room with TikTok. Okay.
Mostly because he wants to transfer that information so that he knows what's going on.
I was gonna go find Gladio in my actual position form, so I guess I'll just wait in the room.
So just as Gladio kind of walks into your room, you're sitting up out of your body.
Okay, sounds good.
It's like
What
a
are you
weird
doing?
MTV music video. Does that say as she's gonna find me like up on the ceiling again?
At least the roof in here will hold you. All right.
No,
So
I don't get to do this very often.
do you transfer all the information you found over to Gladio?
Yes.
All right. Gladio, you were hit with this information dump. More than likely, your mind is going to focus on the information about Clavia.
Mm-hmm.
Just like him, the idea that she's been through the redemption protocols but can still do violence, something doesn't compute there.
It would make
You're also
perfect
a little-
sense to him.
Though you're also a little pissed that they would try to turn your mother into a clocko.
Yeah. He's not happy.
And there was still no information about your father.
Wasn't looking for information about the father. Top wouldn't have known to look for it
That's true.
because they haven't mentioned
And like I said, they did not have her real name.
Mm-hmm. We haven't given her a name for Dad. So.
I have a list of weapons to choose from.
And we're in the living quarters area, right?
Mm-hmm. On that floor, anyway.
Is there any chance that there's like a directory for rooms? Perhaps those who need to do maintenance or whatever?
In these little temporary quarters, they do not have a computer assigned. In the full member quarters that she showed you, yeah, they had a terminal
Right.
in there.
There's no terminal in the trainee one though.
No. Yeah, I mean it's a decent sized room, but it's a little on the Spartan side.
Mhm. What's the hierarchy for the storm chasers?
Oh, Captain Thunder is the leader.
Mm-hmm.
In the field, Microburst is usually more or less the second in command, just because he's a more experienced
Mm-hmm.
hero. Let's see, Voltic Storm's the trainee, Clavium's brand new. So somewhere under Microburst would be Professor Tinker and the Rad.
Okay. He is going
You
to
don't
go
know
look for room number 5.
Okay.
Sorry, let me ask this question. How many people are on the storm chasers?
6 currently.
6 currently. Yeah, he's looking for room 5. And then he's going to use his mother's codes to unlock the door.
Okay. I'm rolling a d6 for no particular reason. Okay.
For no particular reason, guys.
Famous last words.
Right before I trip an alarm.
There's the alarm, and there's your call to action, Phantom.
I'm
All right,
waiting
so
for
you run to room 5.
Yep.
The code does not work. Yeah, it just gives you the little negative beep.
Yeah, I'm going to try room
Ba-bam,
4
ba-bam.
then.
Room 4 is not currently locked.
I'm going to open it!
You were greeted with green and purple walls. Boy band posters are, hung up everywhere. There are piles of clothes just strewn all over the place.
Well,
Nice.
She
Nice.
doesn't lock her room.
She's 17.
I'm going to try room 3. But if room 3 doesn't work, then I'm just going to go use the terminal in her room.
It does not work on number 3.
He's pushing his luck at this point. So he's going to go back to her room.
Okay.
And using the access codes he's got, he's going to bypass any information on Clavium. And he's looking for information on his father. Because if they did it to Mom, there's a very real chance they've done it to Dad. If Dad didn't die.
All right.
Pick one at random, I really don't care.
Well, I think, let's see.
Ashford.
We will say that your father is Arkham. Arcum. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right or not. Basically, Bo.
Ooh, I like it. So,
On your family's team, he was one of the more range-oriented types. He used an actual bow.
okay.
His power allowed him to charge objects, as he fired them.
Gambit.
Okay.
He could cause them to explode like that, or if it was a arrow with some kind of device, he could power the device that way.
Okay. He's looking for any information on Arkham.
You find information on him before the switch over. Information on his involvement in that last big showdown between the government and the sovereigns. It says he was captured alive. It says he was put through the redemption protocols. And that he is currently under the care of a Dr. Allen.
I'm pulling any information on Dr. Allen, literally just any, address, location. He's looking for anything on Dr. Allen so that he can go later.
Yeah. Dr. Allen
Make a
is
house
a
call.
psychiatrist. He runs a institute in upstate New York. Cross-referencing, he was Clavium. He was assigned to Clavium at one point. The psychiatrist who made notes in her file that Top found was, basically tapped by Dr. Allen to take over looking after her once she moved over to the Storm Chasers.
Okay.
And began training with him. There's not a lot of detail past that. You can't get into his full medical records or anything. They don't have that on this database. There was presumably no point. There is nothing in the files that indicates they were connected, other than a note about a similar costume set,
Which was standard for the family, but
right? Yeah, that was a lot of the family, so
yeah, okay.
Nobody on the outside initially knew that you were all related, just that you were a team.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so he has that information. And then he is... The last thing he's going to look for before he stops pushing his luck is he wants any leads on the thefts that they have, specifically in relation to places that are left. Like, what leads do the Storm Chasers have on any thefts that are coming now?
Predicting the future.
A lot of the thefts involved tech that can detect or manipulate odd energy sources. Some of the things taken were objects retrieved from the EZ that may or may not have already been kind of Magitech and there's a note that the robbery you foiled, they suspect they were going after those sorts of artifacts there because some of them were stored in that facility. There is notes about the mystic thefts being largely objects that are tied to other dimensions, other planes of existence, etc., etc. Their fear is that somebody's going to try to manipulate the EZ, trying to tap into some particular world or elemental plane. Don't know if somebody's trying to tap into a power source, release an ancient evil, go traveling somewhere. They're at a loss. But all the tech looks like they're getting ready to do some kind of manipulation of the EZ.
Okay. And then he's just going to do your real cursory clear of a search history. Bring the terminal back to what it should be and leave the room. And he is headed out the front door.
All right. You have no problem getting out. As you pass by the lounge door, you hear Voltic storm in there. Come on, man. Get off the ceiling. Seriously. I mean, it's a neat power and all.
I don't get to do this that often.
And with all the metal in the walls, I might be able to do that.
Come on up,
geez.
it's fine.
Oh man, Gladio is so tempted to go back and watch that, but he really needs to get outside and get back to his brother.
He's going to let the tendril go down.
Well, she tested on a wall, and you have to give her credit. She's determined. It takes her about a half hour, but she manages to get up the wall. Once she finds a section of wall with one of the metal supports behind it.
You're doing it!
She gets halfway across the ceiling to where you are and, puts a hand wrong where there's not a metal support under it. And winds up kind of falling.
I try to bind her. on the way
All
down.
right, you managed to catch her before she hits the ground. It's like, dang it. Still, that was a good first try, I guess.
You did it. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, but crawling across the ceiling with a cape is a little goofy looking, probably.
Capes are a bad idea.
But hers is a little one shoulder kind of half cape thing,
Okay.
which I'm sure makes it better some kind of way. All right. Gladio gets out, crosses the street. The guards are a little surprised to see you. You see one jump on the radio, but then you see him kind of relax. Ozadurta, at some point, you hear Voltic get a call from the guard. Hey, is this guy allowed to leave? I thought the trainees. And she basically tells me, I gave him the okay. He's got a job he's concerned about.
For now.
It'll be fine. The other two are staying. So you get back to the little safe house,
I take like a really long circuitous route, so I don't just head straight back to the safe house like an idiot.
Give me an awareness roll. See if you see anything following you.
Why do I feel like somebody's watching? Ooh.
Nat 1. Jeez.
Luckily, we
That
both
one
rolled
city.
into poop. All right. So yeah, you're pretty sure nobody's following you, other than maybe Detective Top. You don't know if he's astral projecting or not.
Right.
So all right, you get back to where.
Well, me and V would have been watching at a distance, and once I detected him leaving the building, we would have headed back as well.
Okay, well, y'all meet up somewhere.
Yep.
So you're reunited with your brother with the information that you have.
We have a problem. I could talk my way out of there. The other two can't. There's no valid reason for them to leave. We got lucky it was a trainee.
Worst
Could I-
comes to worst.
How many people can you phase through a wall?
I can phase open a portion, but it would take a lot of my power to do so. But we would need to get him in a position where we can do it, because I don't know how long I can do it. I can phase myself, but to phase other people... I mean, I was able to get the big guy through the floor because I was able to get the floor open. But I don't know if I can push people with me.
Well, we make you invisible, and you just phase through the wall and get to them.
That's a possibility.
And then you just phase them through walls behind you. I'm going to be of no assistance getting you out of a building.
I understand that, because they know you now.
Is Clayfius smarter than his brother?
Yes! Significantly. And it's Cleopas.
This over here.
How
is
much
the,
of
like,
a help?
the
How much of a
bronze.
help do I want the GM to be, though?
I mean,
At this point, it's really just for expediency's sake, though.
yeah, because we've only got... Just trying to keep to his schedule. Right?
This would be intelligence
Also
and
got like 20
awareness.
minutes to go.
Is it possible for me to have like followed Gladio out and like astral projective?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I kind of assumed you would, but you didn't say so.
You guys are talking, and I'm really bad for not
Oh yeah.
wanting to cut people off.
Feel free to butt in when we're running long-winded. Clayfius points out that you're twins, and he can make people invisible.
Okay.
He can go back in posed as you.
And make them
Once he gets to
invisible
that-
to get them out.
Mm-hmm.
But Why
Go
would
run back in like you forgot something. Run back in like you got back from work, and then animal mimicry. He can fly out.
It seems like V is
Okay.
volunteering their services.
Um. And then Gladio just kind of like realizing this, is like, oh, okay. And then he gives him like that full itinerary of what the place looked like, including the fact that if you can get up to the hangar, there are easier ways to get out of the place.
Would it be easier if I just used circuit boarding telepathy with you two, just so he could visualize everything you saw?
I mean, this is standard operating procedure for them. So
Okay.
Gladio
I don't know if
just
they...
he's able to properly describe exactly like the route he would have to take to get to the hangar, and what the how to use the hangar and whatnot. The only thing he may need is you, Phantom, to phase him through a wall, but use animal mimicry to get out.
I mean, they can either go through the roof or they can come through one of the fencing. We can do that.
So either way,
If we get to a fence, I can probably phase open a door away.
yeah.
Okay. I need to step away for just a minute. Y'all go ahead and keep playing.
But yeah, so that's like between the twins, they are capable of coming up with a somewhat intelligent plan.
I mean, you got two brains pretty much working together.
A brain and a half. Let's be real.
Yeah, Gladio's not that smart.
I'm not too worried about me being stuck in there.
Also, Dirta, if he's stuck in there, is just gonna sleep like this on the seat,
Jeez.
like a bat.
He's really amused now. He got something stuck in his head. Now he's going to follow through it for the rest of the day.
Sounds about right.
Well, I mean, we can probably do it at night. That would be probably the best time to do it.
Just have
Because
to
then,
keep an eye out for that team returning. We have no idea if they're going to be gone for a few more hours or if they're going to be gone for a week.
I mean, that is a possibility.
Even the trainee didn't know when they were going to be back. EZ is an awful place.
So, that's the plan then, I guess. We're just going to try and
Yep. I mean,
get your brother in.
He makes, it'll be really easy. Like, Gladio gestures between the two of them. They are identical.
In every way, except style.
In every way, except for the fact that we don't have the same powers.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's the only difference.
All right, so...
As long as he doesn't have to display that he's me.
I'm more handsome.
You are not.
Are we talking? No.
I just read chat.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Missy V.
All right, what daring do have we come up with?
We're going with the twinning plan. Where Cleopas is going to pretend to be Gladio, go in, invis everybody out, and then animal mimicry his way out.
All right. So, you wait enough hours that could reasonably have been a shift at a job. You come back in, you get Cleophas has got your kind of your temporary badge.
Probably outfit, too.
Nope.
Oh, yeah, I'd assume.
Nope. Leave the leather jacket behind. Because that's what he'll say you forgot.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay, so he's going back right away and not...
No, he'll still wait, right? But when Cleopas goes in pretending to be Gladio, he's going in Sans jacket.
Okay, so he can claim he left it at work and got to run back out and get it.
Yeah, that he left the jacket here at headquarters and needs to get it because It's safety gear for riding his motorcycle.
Okay, gotcha.
There's a plausible.
So you get there. There's been a
explanation.
change of the guard, but they've clearly been alerted to some new guys.
Yeah.
They check your little temporary badge. They let you in, or let Clayface in without any trouble.
Austin Dirt is like this, hanging on the upside down.
You're gonna give that
When you walk in,
a heart attack.
when Clayface walks in to the lounge, Austin Dirt does hanging from the ceiling.
No, boots on the ceiling.
Oh.
So almost like a bat like this.
The Voltic Storm was just sitting on one of the big couches, laying back, looking straight up at him. Are you ever going to get tired of that?
Maybe, but not today.
You must be super new to your powers. And then she straightens up and starts flipping through the TV. While y'all been there, she has periodically gotten on the comms to the control center, asking if there's been any report back from Cap. And being told basically there's still, a lot of interference. Not just in the EZ. The interference has expanded beyond the EZ to some degree. Which is never a good thing, but it's not super alarming at this point. Yes.
Question: is it affecting Austin Dirt in any?
No.
Okay, just making sure.
No, it's not making it as far as Kansas City. It's just signals aren't getting in and out of the area.
Gotcha.
Quick question before we go much further. Did we discuss like a exit plan if I need to phase something open? Like where would be phased open? For our group?
No.
I'm sure before you sent Clayface in, you'd have had a spot to meet up.
Yeah.
Okay, I just didn't know if there was
the least patrolled section of the wall, maybe, or...
Yeah.
Because Clayface could make you invisible to be wherever you needed to be, or even follow him in all the way.
Well, they need the invisibility to get the others. My character probably would.
Invisible as many people as he wants.
It's a ray attack he can do.
It's not one at a time.
Okay, so you want me coming in with?
That was the plan. The only person who can't really go in with him is Gladio, because Gladio's gonna wait outside.
All the invisible people just have to hold hands walking out, because if you lose your grip on each other, who knows where you're going to be.
But yeah, so Cleopas comes in and probably heads directly for Detective Top's room first. Because
the jackass hanging out.
He figures that he's going to need Top's help to distract the trainee to get Osna Dirt out.
That's going to take some doing.
No, it's really not.
I guess I'll actually get back to my body at this point.
Okay. So, Clayface probably doesn't even get all the way to the room before Top's walking out in the hallway to meet him.
Okay. And then I think the easiest way to do this would basically be he's going to walk back into the lounge with Top and look like he's looking for something. And then look at the trainee, given the fact that his brother is yakking in his ear about what had happened. And then basically
she kind of sits up. Oh, you're back already.
Forgot my jacket, but it's not in anywhere that we've been except for the hangar. Could you come give me a hand looking for it?
Oh, sure.
And then at which point, how high is the ceiling in here? 12 feet?
In the hangar, well, it'd be higher than the hangar.
No, in the lounge.
Yeah. In the lounge, about 12 feet, yeah.
Okay. Then, as she's walking to the door, Cleophas is going to walk over to Osnadirtha, reach up, and just do the thing so that he disappears, and then walk so that he is pretty much blocking view behind her.
Okay.
But he's gonna he'll hit Top and the two of them basically real quick, one after the other, and then have her take him to the hangar to look for the jacket. Which then leaves Phantom, who is behind him and already invisible, to get the other two out.
Alright.
How far is the range of the invisibility is?
They're
No
You're pretty
range.
much invisible till you attack somebody, or
Yeah.
actually, let me
Take
see.
damage.
What's the?
Okay, I just want to make sure because if we get out of range, I want to be sure that if I have to.
I don't
Oh,
think there
shit.
was a range. I think it was a case of either you resisted the invisibility or you attacked.
Bum, bum,
Since you're not
bum.
trying to resist.
Yeah.
It's invisible.
Oh, that's right. You don't have to actually touch. You don't necessarily have to touch them.
No.
You said it was ranged attack, right?
Oh, it is ranged. So then he doesn't even have to. He just waits till she's
Yeah.
outside of the lounge and hits both of them.
Pew pew.
And then basically leaves Phantom to escort the two of them out while he distracts her up in the hangar.
Phantom, give me a
Oh boy.
intelligence or coordination. Intelligence or coordination, your choice.
I'm gonna do coordination, and just because of how sensitive this situation is, I'm gonna also burn the determination. So I'm gonna add 2 to it. Just
All right. What are you tapping?
I'm gonna tap Jarhead, given the fact he's military and no, acts. He is military.
Exfiltration tactics.
Yeah, basically. So he's a Jarhead,
Yep.
military.
So you start snapping off orders, basically. Everybody to the corner of this couch so I can find you. There we go. There we go.
Yeah. So we'll do coordination. Plus 2, so 10.
All right. So that's a major success. You have no problems getting a hold of everybody. And in a quick you get, two Osnadirta who doesn't know the plan to get out of here.
I
Oh,
probably do that telepathy information to him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So I could do this
fair
all
enough.
quietly, talking to them. I can act as a relay switch to them.
Fair enough.
All right.
That's the one nice thing about telepathy is I can talk. I don't have to talk. I'd be quiet.
So no problem getting in the elevator. No problem taking the elevator down. As you walk out into the lobby, as quietly as you can, you get about halfway through the lobby, and the receptionist kind of gets up, looks over at the elevator.
Because nothing coming out of it, it just opened.
Nothing came out of the elevator. She heard it open. She kind of glanced and didn't see nobody, and then it shut. So she gets over. You see her hit something on like a tablet she's got. Then she walks over, she hits the button, lets it open. When she sees there's nobody in there, it closes. She clicks a couple things on the tablet. Let's see, what would it be? Not housekeeping. Well, they might call it housekeeping. Maintenance. She sends a call down to maintenance to check the elevator if there's, check the log on the elevator, see if there's been any, any odd glitches or something, and she basically outlines that, it came down, the door's open, but there wasn't nobody here.
Oh, keep trying to get out. Then.
All right.
How's the front? I'm assuming the front door has opens and closing, so we're gonna have to go to the weak point in the fortification then.
Yeah, you'd have to push the door open, which is doable, and that wouldn't even spoil your invisibility.
Yeah, but isn't there a guard?
So the receptionist that's already, and the receptionist already being a little tense, it would be noticeable. But you can easily phase. Oh wait, no, that's right, because you got a stunt to do it. So
yeah, so
yeah, you can aim for a corner of the building and then just truck it across the yard. Because you can keep that. You can keep that going for a scene or so.
I can keep using that stunt. So I was wondering because I only have one determination point left to burn.
Yeah, but they refresh.
So yeah, you want a stunt to make everybody phase, and then you just keep concentrating until y'all get on the outside on the street. You can do that.
That's what I probably need to do. So I'll burn up my last determination, giving everyone phasing with me.
Mm-hmm.
Yay!
and my character's really like concentrating. He's kind of sweating as they're pushing through. Because it's definitely, because for him to push his ability onto others is definitely very taxing.
A little more taxing.
Now, I also need Top, Phantom, and Ozadurta to give me a stealth roll.
Which requires prowess.
Coordination plus your stealth. If you have the stealth, especially.
Nope.
Sorry, I missed the actual attribute.
Coordination.
Okay.
Coordination, sorry.
All right, so you got a 6, you got a 9, you got a 6.
Do they get... I'm gonna just ask out of curiosity. Do they get a buff because they're invisible?
No, because this was to see if she heard their steps. So now she's kind of freaking out.
Especially a lot of thumps.
It's like she thought she heard somebody walk, and then she didn't see it. And I'm going to assume that y'all kind of froze when she turned to look. And then as she's around the elevator, y'all just take off.
I probably freaked her out even more.
Now she's going straight to security.
We're already out.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Well,
you're on your way out, but once the phasing kicks in, she stops hearing you, and then they ain't really crap they can do to you.
Right.
But you hear her calling security, hey, there's, basically, we've got a stealth intruder, multiples, I believe, and you actually have some sirens start to go off.
Gladio on the
Not
outside.
super
Are
loud.
you fucking kidding me?
As long as they keep cool, they should be fine.
Yeah, but Cleopas is upstairs looking for a leather jacket.
The alarms start. The woman's message plays over Voltic Storm's comm. She's like, stay here, keep the mechanics company. You're not cleared for any real action yet. I gotta get downstairs.
Of course.
And she takes off downstairs.
Cleopas will just kind of wander around the hangar, get as close to one of the doors as he can.
There are no mechanics currently here.
Okay. Then it's animal mimicry as an eagle, and releasing one of the side doors, and he's gone. Tags himself with invisibility as he's leaving, but then he's gone.
Let's see, I'm trying to remember if we decided you could do that or not. But I guess, I don't know. Irregardless, he makes his escape.
Do we make our escape? It's the real question.
Oh, yeah. You did your power stunt. Y'all, you phase in right where you're at. You run through the front doors, down the little walkway and through the gate. When you're phased, you're not making any noise as you run. You have to drop the phasing once you get... You manage to get across the street before you have to drop the phasing.
Yeah, my character's
Then,
kind of like feeling very weak after doing that because it's easier to do it with like a single object, but doing it with two other people, it really taxed him.
I'm gonna pick up Phantom as we're going. Like this.
Yeah, he's starting to. It's basically he just ran a marathon using that stunt.
And once you're across the road, though, if you don't run, there's little chance of them really hearing you.
Right.
And the invisibility will last for a while, so you can get back to the safe house. All right, it's 9:02, so we'll go ahead and wrap here, I guess.
Sure.
With y'all gathered back at your current safe house with this information, and next week, more than likely, y'all go into DZ. Unless you just really decided to surprise her.
Guess we're gonna find out.
Yep.
So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. I hope you're all as excited as we are to find out what the hell is going on in this campaign, because we're the players and...
I mean, we're just doing...
I'm
not the player,
and I have no idea what's going on.
And I know what's going on.
We're doing our best. So, with that in mind, of course, just a reminder of our games coming up. We do have Curse of Strahd tomorrow night. Then we'll be off for the weekend. Monday night, we're back with the Escorts. Tuesday night with some more Esper Genesis, and then we'll be back again on Wednesday for possibly our second to last episode of Icons, but it
Should
may
be.
also be our third to last. It really depends on how stupid we're gonna be. So,
One intelligence, very
with that
stupid.
in mind, I want to say to all of you, be good to one another, and remember, roar for initiative.